Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me.
Get over here, Marcos. Let me look
Hey.
at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay. Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still in the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Some drug go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever do. You know what is a star? Like under the city, the driver's like fly. Just a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch on YouTube with viewing for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wondering what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Nope. This time a week ago, we were all rats off a ship off the Marlins, except for Marcos.
Yeah.
And I called him a liar. And in the show first, I want to say, I'm sorry, Frog Boy. You appear to be right.
Wow.
You appear to be right.
On the run. On the heater.
They back, baby.
Although I stole the confidence from JFig, but you know, it is what it is, dude. It is what it is. Marlins are back.
They are back. They are all the way back, and they are hitting piss whistles all over the place.
Yeah. So is Leroy. Leroy's back too.
Hello, Leroy.
Got to tell you, 4 days. It's a long time.
It's a long time.
Well, I saw you. I saw you Monday. So.
Yeah, you were there where with the the charity event, the Jason Taylor Foundation event, where it was kids getting to be with all awesome people, and then the silly sauce guy.
You know what? I don't think they know. Besides the current day Dolphins, I don't think they know anybody. Maybe OJ.
You gotta know, like you know, it's a somebody. My kid was like, ugh.
This guy. Is this Alec Ingold?
Yeah, who is this guy?
Here's the unfortunate thing about it is when you're in need of a lot of things, then your shopping experience becomes very practical. And so a lot of these kids, each time I've gone, they've wanted school stuff. But it's too late. It's slim pickings. So we got a couple of things and then gave him the rest of the card because he let me know his grandmother shops at another in the area where there's another Old Navy. And I said, just take the card and have your grandma take you to that one. They might have more of a selection.
Yeah.
But we were getting dude, you know how hard it is to spend $300 at Old Navy with all the discounts they got going on?
Well, they did tax-free, plus they got a discount. That's why I told Maya, I said, listen, spend what you got here because you're getting real on the cheap skis. So he wanted a lot of winter clothes, though. I was like, you realize how hot it is? You're not going to use that jacket till February.
Get
get what you get. I mean, I don't
say what we talk about the old a lot. The young like wearing
sweatshirt. My daughter and Fonzie they wore a hoodie to school every day, and it was 400 degrees. Giving them a ride to school, I start sweating. Just looking at them.
Yeah. It's a strange thing, but I did say yesterday though, I feel like you owe me. You know, you owe me.
Ooh.
I think you owe me.
For what?
Because I'm a good friend, and I think that we're even Steven when it comes to Heat Media Day now. Because you were hobnobbing at this event with Raheem Mostert, and I could have saddled up and been like, he said you ran soft for half the season.
He did.
And I didn't. I didn't say that.
He
and
did.
So I
would not. Wait.
Did you say that to him?
But the difference between you and me is I would have gave him the whole story. I said, I thought you ran soft early in the year. Then Jeff Wilson got there, and you guys started heating it up. It was exactly what I said on the radio, and I would say it to him.
But you
Yes,
didn't.
sure would.
You had your opportunity. I mean, you didn't.
No, it never came up. I was just like,
Oh,
what's up?
very convenient. Didn't come
Never
up.
met the guy. I'm not going to
Because-
lead with that.
Well, of course, neither did I. So as I'm saying, I feel like we're even, Steven. You owe me no media day exposure.
No, my goodness. You are the worst. Like,
No, I
listen,
think you
only a guy, wait, only a true show pony could go to a charity event for the kids and say, you owe me one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, that's right. I should have told most of the facts have changed.
Well, look, you could have said facts have changed. The facts are, though, I didn't expose you.
But
Ergo,
isn't that sports, though? Isn't that sports?
That's my point. Why are you going to sit here?
Wait.
You're going to try and blast me to all these players.
Wait a minute.
He traded you. He traded
Have
you.
you ever, wait. Have you ever stopped calling Kyle Lowry rump shaker?
Yeah, I love Kyle Lowry.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
No,
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
No, that's my guy.
No, you haven't.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't. In fact, I did.
Oh my
Did you see? I was defending him last week with the Sun Sentinel. The Sun Sentinel did him dirty.
Wow.
They did him dirty.
Set him up, dude.
That was not cool. I was like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
Because they could have picked a lot of pictures for Kyle Lowry,
Yeah.
and they picked the biggest cheeks picture I've ever seen.
Look like Mrs. Met out there.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell is this, Sun Sentinel?
A
You
trap.
think they were thinking that? Let's
Oh,
not take this. Let's not put this picture in the paper.
Somebody was thinking something, dude. Somebody was thinking something with that Kyle Lowry picture. And I got to tell you, they knew what they were doing. And I think that the whole article, I think it was like an IRA article that had to do with like stretch or fully or not, or pay salary in full, not stretch. And then you just have a picture of his full ass out there.
Look at that.
I knew what you were doing. Sun Sentinel. You're
Oh my goodness. So you think
you're not cute. You're not cute. So don't get on me. That's my guy, Kyle Lowry.
Oh my goodness.
Lowry.
Oh my God. Listen, I don't have to go to your extreme because I have just pointed out facts. Right? And then when those facts change, when you start playing differently, I also pointed that out. So it wasn't like we still sitting here saying that Mostert runs soft. So
I don't think Mostert runs soft. I love Raheem Mostert.
You love him so much, you wanted Jonathan Taylor. Or you wanted dude from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we didn't have to trade him. He could have just been backup.
Backup to backup?
What do you mean backup to backup?
Jeff Wilson.
No, Mostert's the starter.
You think so?
Yeah.
So Jeff Wilson is the change
Jeff
of back?
Wilson's not playing for the first 4 weeks, but even if he was,
Right. Okay.
You know, Jeff Wilson's like a little sweetener.
No, he's not.
Don't
He's
run.
the bruiser.
A little sweetener.
You gotta have a bruiser. You gotta have a guy that's gonna drag the pile at the end of the game.
We got the Moose, Chris Brooks.
Chris Brooks, yeah.
Moose. Anyway, let's get to
He'll
some
be
headlines.
he'll be used in those. I think he'll be using those short yardage situations.
Let's get some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
The Marlins yesterday, they beat the Dodgers 6-3. They stay hot. Back-to-back home runs. Bottom of the 8th inning. Brian De La Cruz going deep. Do you have the call on Bally Sports yesterday? Here is the call yesterday from Paul Severino.
First slide into first base. Fortunately, he's all right. De La Cruz, left field, gives the Marlins the lead. 2-run homer in the 8th.
Is this here?
Yeah, that was here.
Oh, I was getting ready to say, damn.
Yeah. People were fired up. But then Jazz Chisholm steps to the plate. I mean, he hits this one into another zip code.
And a high fly ball way back in right. Second deck for Jazz. Did you, Jazz? Oh, no, did you?
Wow.
Second deck.
Oh, it was a blast.
I mean, when we went to the game, we thought we were catching a couple of balls. That took off. We're like, whoa, we about to get one.
Yeah, Jazz, after the game, he was talking about that. And said probably one of his farthest home runs he's ever hit. Big shot from Jazz Chisholm.
I didn't see where it landed until my teammates told me because I wasn't really watching it. I was still like really hyped up in the moment. But I watched the video just now, and yeah, it's probably one of my furthest ones. Yeah,
I would agree. It was a just absolute tater tot. Woo. Big shot from him.
So where does the tater tot fall on the hierarchy of? So it's
Well, like if you watched like a Burger had a shot yesterday,
Yeah.
that was more of a piss whistle. Like he
Okay.
just
Line drive.
line
All right.
drive.
Okay.
This one, woo,
Exit velocity.
yeah.
All right. But this is the difference between a blast, a shot, and a tater tot.
Just a real tater tot, dude.
Okay.
Like he just got all of it.
But I thought it was the other way. Like a tater tot is just a little one.
That's what I was
No,
thinking.
dude.
Just
No.
maybe
You guys don't
making
know
it
home
over
runs. You
the
don't know.
wall.
A piss whistle has to get out of there quick. This
Yeah.
one, I mean, it got out of there quick, but woo,
Yeah.
he hit it. So anyway, we're sorry for writing you off, Marlins. We were wrong.
Yeah.
And when you mean we, you mean me.
No, I mean you too. Were you not rats off a ship last week? Because you were.
Yeah, I was. When
Okay,
the question that was asked.
So I properly used we. Together,
Mm.
except for Marcos.
Yes.
Except for Marcos. He was the only one not rats off a ship.
JFig too. Give her credit.
I think pretty sure she was rats off a ship too. I don't think you're right.
Look, I have no problem taking all the credit, but I do think when you called me a liar, I started with this. I'm gonna go with JFig on this one. I'm gonna let her take lead. and-
Liar!
Okay.
You don't believe that?
But hey, I'll take all the credit. Let's go Marlins.
I don't remember her being on it. But was it her usual enthusiastic self, or was she just Marlins?
No, I think she was doing a newsletter, and then you asked her a question, and she just went with
she is. She does put a lot of work into that newsletter.
good newsletter.
That is for sure. But Marlins win. Jazz got it off a lefty too, which not common for him. He's usually not good against those. This was him on the work he's put in against lefties.
I feel like just because we've been working every day. Skip came to me one day and he told me, he was like, "You're not bad against lefties. You just got to work on it." You know, like I don't really strike out against lefties. I just roll over a lot and hit a lot of ground balls right at the infielders. And we've just been working on it for like 2 weeks straight. Like I don't even think about right-handed hitters or pitchers when I'm working in the cage anymore. Everything is pure lefty. Everything we do, lefty sliders, lefty curveballs, lefty sinkers, nothing else. Like we're just working straight lefties right now because he told me he needs me in the game. He needs me out there in center field, and I need to hit lefties.
No platooning, dude. I don't have enough platooning for Jazz. We need him out there. He's been on fire lately.
It's good coaching.
That is good coaching. Skip Schumaker is trying to get through. He's like, listen, these lefties, all right? Enough of this 150 or against lefties nonsense.
I know
I
we've
mean,
had
lately the whole team been batting 150. It don't matter who's pitching.
Well, lately they've not because
Not,
lately,
I mean before this stretch.
yeah.
we'll take a quick break. Lots to get to here on the show. Leroy is back. We take you guys up until 2:00. Liar!
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed Moore
All right, welcome back, show ponies. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Hey, Leroy's giving away his Marlins tickets when the Mets are at Lone Depot Park on Tuesday, September 19th.
Stinking Mets.
Screw the Mets, dude. So if you guys want, Leroy will be giving away a pair of tickets at some point today. Whoa, take it easy. Take it easy. Whoa.
Just choked up about his tickets.
He does. He's very, very emotional about it.
Oh.
You excited, man? We got football tomorrow. Football is back tomorrow.
Yes. I watched some football this weekend, though.
Well, yeah, there was some great college football this weekend.
Who knew? I tell you what. I saw two things this weekend that really impressed me. And it had nothing to do about the score and nothing to do with whether the team won or lost. It's been years since I've seen the University of Miami play disciplined, mistake-free, no swag penalty football. It's been a long time. And the effort in which they played, how little mistakes they made, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Because if you start there, then you could grow doing everything else. As long as you have a mindset of how you're going to play a game and the effort in which you're going to play. I was very impressed with that. It had nothing to do with the score, had nothing to do with who did what, but how they played was really impressive. And the other thing is Colorado. They look like Oregon. They look like old Oregon, running a play every 15 seconds, flying all over the field, offensively and defensively, swarming to the ball. They play like a team that knows they're not going to be as big as the teams they play, so they have to play with effort. And so really, really impressive. And then what Florida did to LSU was like crazy. So there was a lot of good football, a lot of football that I didn't see, it happening that quick. Keep in mind, that's Deion's first year. This is Cristobal's second year.
Yeah, no.
You see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
He turned that thing around in the summer.
Well, I mean, listen, it helps when your son can go out there and throw for 500 yards. I think that the issue.
You have a guy you can play at every position.
I think that helps. I mean, the thing with Mario last year, he came in here and did a lot. I think here's the difference. Like Deion came in there right away and kind of cleaned house immediately. Right. Mario kind of came in here and thought, all right, let's see what we got, and then did a lot of the house cleaning.
I can go with that. I can see that, but he did.
But like, look, I'm not saying. Listen, Deion might end up being a better coach than Mario Cristobal. The guy, like, you can't deny what success the guy's had. I mean, the guy's been all world at football, baseball, HBCU, and now has got off to an incredible start with a Power 5 school. So I'm not here to doubt Deion Sanders. I mean, the guy seems to have the golden touch wherever he goes.
Right. I got it.
That was by far the story of the weekend. And there was some great story. I mean, like seeing and listen, two of my least favorite people in the sport, seeing Brian Kelly, old fake Ellie, and Dabo lose this weekend.
Yeah, I even forgot about Duke beating Clemson.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. So the other thing that, I mean, it's going to be hard for Colorado because, I don't know if you can play like that the whole year, especially with one guy you got playing 130 plays a game.
See what he's got.
Right. See what he's got. Dude, 130 plays?
Let's see him do it, baby.
Yeah. I'm exhausted after just running offensive plays.
What is he? How old is Travis Hunter?
It doesn't matter, dude. Who else? There was a kid that was a Heisman Trophy finalist that went to Holy Cross University. I can't think of his name. He played both ways. He played linebacker and running back, I want to say.
From West Palm.
Huh?
He's from West Palm. I didn't know that. Travis Hunter.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing? He got out of the state and Deion got him out of the state.
Not a shock. I mean, listen, this is the hotbed down here. I mean, remember, like his son Shador was going to go to FAU. That was his first commit. His first commit was to the Owls. We were all like, "What?
Right.
Wasn't Snoop in his commitment video?" So, yeah, his first commit was to FAU before his dad took the job at Jackson State, and obviously has followed him since. But no, man, that was insane. And to your point with the Canes, yeah, I mean, it was a little bit of a frustrating first half, I think, because they couldn't, finish off drives, but it was a disciplined game. They ran the hell out of the football, which I think kind of speaks to the identity that Mario probably wants, is this to be a physical team, to go into to these battles, to be good in the trenches. That's his calling card. And to see what it was last year, where it was still turnstile like crazy, that had to make him sick to his stomach.
Right.
And you knew that if the guy was going to do anything this upcoming year, it was they were going to get that line fixed.
Yeah. Gordy Lockbaum.
Who's that?
Played for Holy Cross and was a Heisman finalist, I think. That was in the late 80s. But yeah, I remember that story. It was crazy.
That was, I mean, like,
you know who else? You know who more famously did it recently, but didn't play as much? It was like sparingly. Was Miles Jack? Remember, Miles Jack was a running back, then moved over to linebacker, and then got drafted in the first round.
Miles Jack I think he was second round because he had a bunch of
second round. Okay, right.
He should have been a first rounder talent wise,
right.
But like, he had a lot of stuff in his knee, or
yeah.
not a lot of stuff in his knee, as it turned out to be.
And he just retired, right?
He did just retire, yeah. But he was still very talented. He was very, a really
very good,
really, really good player. But no, man, I think for the Canes, I think the thing that I liked is that they looked like, I was very impressed with the defense. I thought that
swarming to the ball, just a lot of energy. It just really
and I thought. Oh, excuse me.
Wow.
Oh,
Jesus.
Okay.
And that.
Yeah. That was aggressive.
I thought that the defense did have like a little swag to them. I thought they were chirping a little bit. I mean, I don't know what they were showing on TV, but it was like I saw like whenever they'd force a 3 and out, like the linebackers were out there doing mime punting. I liked that. So I thought that the defense played with a lot of that swagger and energy. But yeah, to your point, it was just nice to see after kind of a underwhelming first half, especially after that first drive, because Colby Young looked incredible. But after that, the second half, like they kind of just got down to business and mowed them over.
Yeah.
That was good. And then Blaine Gabbert's stupid brother can shut the hell up.
You don't even call him his name anymore.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call him his name.
That's fair.
Big Mouth. That's what I should call him. Go back to your Maction.
What if anybody asks about that?
And then tomorrow, Kelce might be out.
Dude, I didn't know Kelce hasn't missed a game by injury. That's crazy.
No,
I didn't know that either. What?
That guy's been
more than Patrick Mahomes.
I know, it's insane.
Right.
I did see his brother said that he thinks he's gonna play. Old Jason Kelce.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. I never miss a game, dude. Well, I mean, he is a 255-pound wide receiver.
Yeah, but it's still a 10-year career. You would think there'd be a hammy somewhere.
Let's see. I played in 150 regular season games, maybe a little less, out of 160. So
it's that damn trainer getting a little too crazy with the ribs.
Dude, that was a 6-gamer there.
Oof.
I'm like, you know what I yelled? I would have been fine if everybody would have kept their hands to themselves.
You're right. You would have been. You were better at medics than they were.
Oh God.
Got a little too crazy. Listen, you have been out. We still need you to hand out your game balls and game bums.
Okay, I will.
That's coming up next.
Middle of the week and just days away from the Dolphins opener and the second game of the season.
This guy's a ball. Ah, baby. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. As football season back, and so is our Dave & Buster's gift card giveaway. We've got a chance to win a $250 gift card from Dave & Buster's for you to watch college football, the NFL, and more. Enter now online at the WQM contest page and submit your entry. If you win, you can go to Dave & Buster's with your gift card and spend the day watching your favorite teams, all on us, Dave & Buster's. Eat, drink, play, watch sports at Dave & Buster's in Hollywood. Leroy, you've been out. Long weekend for you.
Yep.
Who are your game balls and game bums?
I'm going to go with my game ball first. Probably the single-handed most exciting thing this weekend was the 20-point underdog beating a ranked team convincingly from start to finish. It was a close game, but they seemed like they ran them out of their building. So I'm going to give it to Colorado. Good job by Coach Prime. Those kids seem to love him.
Yeah.
They respond to him really well. And I'm going to tell you like this, that stuff is genuine. He's always been that way, spoke that way. It's genuine. I can tell you that. Dude don't drink, don't nothing. That's all he's about. So good for him. Good for Colorado. They go undefeated and they have to play USC. Everybody in football is going to be there because you got three Heisman hopefuls playing against each other. Yeah,
that would be amazing if that does happen.
That'd be amazing. I'm gonna give myself a game ball, and I want, because I did something that I thought was gonna be funny, and so I went to the counter at Publix, and I was getting something, and the lady's name was Karen. So I said, "Hey, Karen, what do you do if somebody comes here act a fool and they say that's a Karen? That's Karen on Karen crime." She says, "I don't like that phrase." And she gave me the look, and I wanted to just like duck underneath the table and walk away.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. It just, I didn't think. I don't know.
By the way,
I thought it'd be funny.
Yeah, you've
She
had a
wasn't
lot of
having-
singers. Not to mention you fat shaming children.
What?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, dude. All right, dude.
Just because I suggested that he go to the adult section and he was 10.
Leroy goes and he looks at me and goes, "I didn't know we were matching by body types."
Oh, okay.
That's not nice.
Because Tobin's kid was built like him.
Oh no. Went to the husky section?
Yeah.
Yes,
Always
of
makes
course.
me
No,
feel
we
good.
call that adult. No, I'm just saying. Like, come on.
You have no shame. Nobody is safe from you.
No, but people get
I'm
me.
sure Karen, you don't think the Karen has, first of all, had to hear that for the last what do you think that term's been popular now for like 4 years? The Karen.
I didn't
And
think that part through. I thought she was down
she's
for the
probably been
giggles.
like, "I'm sick of it. Sick of it."
I thought she was down for the giggles. I was smiling.
It's like
She
me with
said-
Marco
The
Polo.
Karen is never down for the giggles. That's why Karen is the name.
That's true.
Yeah, but she's not Karen. Shouldn't she want to separate herself?
Speaking of game bum, by
I
the
can
way,
listen. I acknowledged my shame and disappointment in the family name, and I tried to get out of there as quick as possible. And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I like apologize." She's giving me the look. I mean, you can't not apologize, but if you apologize, she ain't really accepting your apology. You apologizing for you.
Kendall says trying to tickle Karen's fancy went south for Leroy.
Yeah.
Sounds like
I'm like, I figured it would be an icebreaker while she was, doing some work behind the counter. So I gave it to myself. It was not probably the best move I could have did at the time. I felt like, I literally wanted to go in the public's bathroom.
It's
I
house. Leroy
wanted to get out of here.
Leroy lets his intrusive thoughts win a lot.
I just put it out there, man. I'm not trying to be mean or nothing like that, but my bad. I apologized. Not
Did
to
she
you,
accept
but
it?
to her. Huh?
Did she seem to accept it?
Yeah. She didn't she wasn't mad, but she looked at me in total disgust, and I felt bad that it didn't go off like I thought. Because she was, and one of the reasons why I did, because she was very nice.
By the way, speaking of game bums, did you guys see a follow-up on JFig's story from yesterday, the diarrhea flight?
Oh, no, I didn't hear a follow-up. What
No.
happened?
What happened? Wait. Please tell me this. What happened?
Well, JFig was
bubble guts on the plane.
Yeah, dude. Somebody got, and then they had to change course. And
Wait. So, hold on. Let me get this straight. So I'm in a plane.
Yep.
Right? We on our way to Vegas. Somebody get the loosies.
Oof.
And we got to stop in Texas?
Well, here's the thing.
Woo.
It happened all over the plane.
What do you mean it happened all over the plane?
It wasn't like, hey, I felt like when the story was presented yesterday, this person had just,
used the bathroom very bad.
Fouled up the plane so bad from the lavatory.
Yeah.
No. This thing had a trail all over the place.
Oh, so he was trying to get to the bathroom.
I guess.
Man, that's see, that's why me and my body have an understanding.
Well, that's why I told you not to have those. That's why when you asked me about the chili dogs before we headed off to Vegas, I was like, no, sir.
Oh, yeah, I did say that.
Kind of a plain eat, huh? I'm like, what did you like? You think we're gonna go 7 hours across the country?
No, I never even but I got an iron stomach, right? But so it didn't bother me. But you had the hot dogs. I didn't have hot dogs, so you were like, no little chili. Plus, that chili, that is the stock put into a little machine, out of a bag chili. That ain't homemade chili.
A woman on X said, my partner was on that flight. It was pretty bad. It dribbled down the aisle, smelled horrible. They used vanilla scented disinfectant, which only made it smell like vanilla bleep.
Oh no.
So now, did they have a vote? Because I'm more than sure people didn't want to go turn around.
I don't think you can have a vote at that point. I think you just
the plane works.
No, I think it's a biohazard, dude.
Yeah, that's what the pilot labeled it, a bio.
And I don't think he's wrong. I don't think he's wrong
for sure,
because you have that circulated air.
Now,
oh no.
Can I just say this to whoever that person is? You were probably not feeling well, right? You probably could have just understood that and tried to go before you got on the plane, but however, it hit you all of a sudden. Can you ever go flying on that airline again?
No, actually,
you
no.
mean that plane in particular?
That airline.
Just Delta. Delta.
No.
Delta's fault.
You Delta, but you can't. You go on. No, I'm talking about the lady who pooped.
Oh, what do you like? You mean like on a no-fly list?
No, I mean just your own personal. I can't go back to the scene of the crime in case I run into somebody else that was there too. See what I'm saying?
I just may not fly altogether, to be honest.
That's just like, I'm more than sure that when you have all them kids running around Chuck E. Cheese and playing in the balls in the little, that somebody's doing something. Are there
a lot of details on the passenger? That's the one thing that's kind of strange about it. It feels like there's not a lot of details. Was this an old person?
Details? You don't need details.
No, you need detail. Was this an old person? Was this a sick person? Like, yeah, kind of need.
Dude, if you're a grown ass man or woman and you can't hold your poop to get to the bathroom, yes, you're sick.
Yeah, but not like
I don't even know if it was a man or a woman.
Wait, could you imagine being like on the by the window and it hitting you like that and you're going, "Oh, excuse me, I gotta go. People don't understand the
Who
urgency
gets
in
the
which
first
you
sit down on Good Morning America?
huh?
Like, what passengers get the first
God.
eyewitness account on Good Morning America?
Oh, man.
I'd go for the pilot.
Crazy.
That's
I
right.
would like you think everybody else was mad or they were just like, thank God.
I mean,
A lot of people were disgusted. I'm reading. Some kids were laughing at it. You know,
No
some
way.
kids got to laugh through it. You know,
They're from your
What if I'm
school.
stuck on a plane?
apparently they had to rip up the entire carpet.
Man, if I'm looking at these photos that TMZ has, oh my God. This looks unreal. It looks absolutely unreal, and I completely understand as to why they would
How a
determine-
person could poop that much? It was that much?
It's
it was a lot.
It's quite a bit.
It was all the way up the aisle.
It's quite a bit, dude.
At that point, she would have just been better off just pooping in her seat
We don't know if it was a lady.
Don't know if it was a lady.
or him. I can honestly say, I'm thinking, I've never been to the point where like my idea of not being able to hold it is having to use a public restroom. Right? Not pooping on myself. Was she sleeping? Was he sleeping? And then all of a sudden it hit
I don't know. That's the weird thing. I don't feel like there's a lot of details on this.
Definitely not as much as I'd like.
I feel like did they make the person sit on the toilet the rest of the time? Like what what was the protocol after this?
I mean, put them out the window and let them air dry something. I don't know. Holy smokes. That's the crazy thing. So now you pooped all over the plane.
Apparently the passenger was allowed to reboard after they had the 8-hour delay though.
What?
Yeah.
8-hour delay?
8-hour delay from cleaning the plane.
No
way. Would you want to get back on that plane?
Even
With
if
all the
it's a-
people
Gotta
giving
get
you
to where I gotta get to.
you
I-
gotta
you
go.
know.
You gotta go to get clothes, right? No souvenirs there. Throw everything away.
You probably feel. I mean, like
you feel so bad. What about the people you got to go sit next to again?
Oh, I'm not sitting next to that person.
You have no choice. It might have been a packed flight.
You're fair. That's a fair point. There's got to
You know
be
what I'm
something-
gonna do? I'm gonna
there
go buy
has to
some
be
antacids, Pepto, and then I'm gonna sit down and say, "Hey, buddy, in case you get that feeling again, go ahead on and get you one."
Crazy. All right, we'll take a quick break. Hour Tua coming up next. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Vailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tonga Vailoa. Dolphins quarterback. Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Two of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you as week 1 is upon us.
Yep.
Chargers, Tua v. Herbert, round 3 fight.
Wow.
Can't wait.
I really feel like you're very invested into this.
Why wouldn't I be invested into this? This is everything. What do you mean?
You
Why
probably talk trash to somebody and your ass is backed in the corner.
I'm really not though. Like what why wouldn't I be back to like you don't see? Here's the thing. Like I know you guys are gonna do the thing where it's not a thing. Quarterbacks don't fight quarterbacks. They don't face quarterbacks. All right, dude. Like if you don't understand why this is not Tua versus Herbert,
here's what I would.
You just can't grow up.
Here's what I would say.
Grow up, Peter Pan.
You're right, and collectively everybody's wrong.
What?
Just what I said. I said, you're right. This is going to be made Tua versus Herbert because that's what everybody's saying. And collectively, you're all wrong. Because it really? Okay. Yeah. Tua can play well and Justin Herbert could play well and neither one of them could win the game. So, or Tua could throw for 200 yards and Herbert could throw for 400, but the Dolphins win. Is that a win for Tua or a loss?
Depends
you understand what I'm saying?
Depends on the situation.
See, that's like, no, you ain't. Oh my God. So he won't.
But you can have also that. You can also have the.
So wait, let me get this straight. So you're telling me that you're saying Tua versus Herbert.
Yep.
If Tua wins, you're still going to look at the numbers and say, but he didn't have better numbers than Herbert.
Depends. It depends.
No, it doesn't.
Was Herbert stat chasing? Were they meaningful numbers? And where Tua was he coattail riding?
Who cares what kind of numbers they were if Tua wins?
Well, here's the thing.
If it's Tua versus Herbert,
but here's
are we talking about wins or stats?
You're always going to the outlier. But what happened last year was Justin Herbert had awesome numbers. The Chargers won that game and dictated the entire time possession of that game. Tua kind of stunk in that game, and that was the result. And it really kind of swung the season in a lot of ways. Dolphins went down a huge losing streak. Chargers kind of rallied. Well, they both lost in the first round of the playoffs, but Tua was hurt. But even still, game had some juice to it. And you're sitting here being like,
I'm not saying no, I didn't say that.
Two guys.
I didn't say that there's not any juice. I didn't say there's no juice. Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say that. What I said was, if you're making this game about just purely Tua versus Herbert, then you're all wrong. Because guess what? Patrick Mahomes won MVP. He didn't have the best game.
The Super Bowl?
He was just a quarterback.
I agree with that.
So to say why they won or why they lost, you're in effect putting it on Patrick Mahomes' hands. That's not the sole reason why they won. In fact, he would be second or third on the list. But I'm saying it's football. There's a bunch of guys on the field. We're looking at two guys that don't even face each other.
No, they face each other.
No,
they have the hands on the ball. They dictate the game.
Final round.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. If Tua has a bad game and the Dolphins win, are you going to just say, got to win, that's all that matters?
The getting the win is the most important thing.
Okay, thank you.
It's the most important thing.
Okay.
But
no, there's no but. You win the game. It's the first week of the season. You win the game. game and you move on.
But the odds that the Dolphins do win with Tua having a bad game, not great. Like usually they win. Tua could
have 190 yards and only throw 15 passes, and they could win.
Yeah,
and Herbert could throw for 40 times, throw for 300 plus. Does it mean Tua had a better game?
It depends on the situation.
Oh my good. See, here's where it is. Marcos,
if they jumped out to a big lead and they ran the clock out.
Marcos.
Yes, sir.
That would be on the defense, though. That wouldn't be on Tua.
No, if they ran the ball out, like let's say the Dolphins. Okay, for example, like last year, the Dolphins basically their offense was 2 plays. Like they were in that game, but the plays were fumble Ruski, Tyreek Hill. Okay, where he basically got the ball batted to him and he just made Tyreek Hill magic, and then Tua with a bomb to Tyreek right out of the second half.
Yep.
Not really great from the offense, kind of stuff. So let's just say in some wacky way, the Dolphins were able to pull out a win that way, like they got a pick 6 or something like that. I don't know, a fumble or Eckler fumbles the ball and they recover it, but Justin Herbert clearly had the better game. The bigger deal is still winning the game. But it must be noted in Tua v. Herbert that it's 1-1, but you remember what happened in the fight. You know, like we all remember what happened with Tim Bradley, Manny Pacquiao. Tim Bradley got a hose decision. Everybody knows it. The Bradley family tree knows it, but he still got the win. But it's noted in history, robbery.
Okay. And I will say this. That we put so much on quarterbacks winning or losing that if the Dolphins come out and start running the hell out of the football and Tua barely has to throw a pass.
But why are we acting like that's not how they play? They don't take the ball out of Tua's hands. We're acting like Tua's not a huge playmaker.
No, I'm not saying that, but sometimes the game dictates what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go into the game thinking, oh, we're going to take advantage of this, we're going to take advantage of that, and then you do a little simple handoff and go, we can run him and keep Herbert off the field.
Dude, I don't know what to tell you. If 2 quarterbacks taken in the same draft to pick apart isn't great theater, then I don't know.
I never said that.
That's what you're making it feel like.
No, it's not. I did not say that. Why you put words in my mouth? I'm so far from that. I'm not saying that it's not great theater like you say.
You said it that way.
Right. I'm not saying that.
It feels like you are, though.
I'm saying this. If this is not just Tua against Herbert, because last year when they came and won, Austin Eckler ran all over the defense. Tua can't tackle.
But he could answer the bell.
No,
next drive.
Which still, if he has to answer the bell because the defense is getting run on, that's still not on him.
But it's in his hands if he wants to answer the bell or not. It's still in his hands.
Dude, Marcos, he's the worst.
Honestly,
he's
dude,
the worst.
We saved you yesterday by allowing you to be excused from his Mike White praise. So
what?
Yeah, no,
I wasn't praising Mike White.
Well,
quite the opposite.
You were interestingly saying that you wish him
no success.
Why? He's your backup quarterback.
I
know why. Because if he's playing, Tua's hurt.
Bingo. See, he solved it in 30 seconds. Somehow.
But you don't. Here's to say, I like Mike White. I hope he never has to play.
Nah, that's kind of, yeah. We're saying the same thing.
Yeah. No, we're not. But I'm being a little bit more.
Is this what you would say is is this when you say I have no couth? Is that like what that?
Yeah.
But we're saying the same thing.
Much different.
No, we're not saying the same thing. The way I said it came across much better than you calling Mike White a bum.
It came across nice. I didn't call him a bum though. I just said I wish Mike White no success.
I think you also said you wish he has 0 stats by the end of the year.
I do.
You hope that he stays at home on his couch. I think.
Well, no. I just hope that his number 1 stat is time spent on cheeks.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that's right.
You know, most words run on a clipboard.
Why?
What?
Why do you have to go here with every topic?
I'm not going anywhere. It's just like
Mike White is a backup quarterback.
dude, what?
We hope he never has to play. We know that. That's a given. Why did you have to throw cheese and bacon bits on top of it?
It was announced that he was the backup quarterback. He was QB2, and I'm like, great. I wish him no success.
You don't think that's
That's what I'm talking about.
You see what I'm saying? See how he gets you? That's what he does, man.
Did I say congratulations. I wish you no success.
Congratulations. I hope you never have to play.
Yeah.
But not saying I wish you no success. He's still in the top 1% of his position in the world.
But I wish him no success.
You wish he doesn't have to play. There's difference. There's a difference.
All right. Yeah.
Because guess what? If Tua gets hurt and he got to play 3 weeks, you're gonna be a cheerleader for Mike White.
You're right. But
I
don't
say I wish you no success.
I wish that doesn't happen.
Oh, then say that. Don't say I wish him no success.
We're saying the same thing.
No, we're not. No,
Who's
we're
calling
not.
the hotline?
No, we're not. No, we're not. Because I can say I hope Mike White has a successful career holding the clipboard.
He has had a successful career. What is he making? $5 million this year? Great. But I wish him no success. No playing success. Who's on the hotline, Marcos?
You're the worst. You're the worst.
What are you looking at? What are you doing?
The board, sorry.
Who's calling?
Tree's calling me.
Oh, wow. What's wrong? What'd you do?
No, I didn't do anything.
Fix
It's
it,
working
Marcos.
perfectly fine. I'm sorry, dude.
Get some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Marlins stay hot. They beat the Dodgers 6-3. Got a go-ahead 2-run home from Brian De La Cruz. Jazz
Is that like
Chisholm.
5 out of 6?
I think it's 5 in a row.
5 in a row?
Yeah.
So that would be 5 out of 6, though.
Technically, yes. But no, if you only see that, it usually doesn't.
Wait. I backed into that, but I was still right.
The series continues today with old Goose Liver on the hill. JT Chargois. He is on the hill. He is from yeah.
How did he get that nickname?
Goose Liver?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chargois.
Mm.
Isn't that
No,
Goose
that's not
Liver?
what it's called.
What is it?
Foie
It
gras.
starts with an F.
Yeah, Fargois. Yeah, old Goose Liver's on the hill today, dude.
Good.
JT Chargois.
Okay.
You know where Charful, what is he from? Sulphur, Louisiana is? You know that place?
What?
Where?
Sulphur, Louisiana?
Sulfur?
Sulfur?
Yeah.
Yes. It's
Where
in
is
the
that?
sticks. It's like a popka.
Got Ed Orgeron on the hill today, dude.
Yeah.
Population 20,000.
Yeah.
We're gonna go out there, throw the change up, go fish.
Has an area of 11 miles.
Listen, Goose Liver, you got this today, dude. Keep it going.
I don't think that. I'm not sure if you
Dude,
like that.
You have been. Can I just tell you? I'm gonna just say this.
What?
For all parties involved in our show, both the listeners, the Twitchers, YouTubers, you need to use your words better.
Jay Gatto says, y'all both right. It's Tua versus Herbert. Now, when we do get the W because Tua went off, it's 2-1 after this. Right. It's the trilogy. This is round 3 between them.
I do see what you mean, though, that if we win and he puts up like a 3 interception game with like 150 yards, I'm not going to feel good about that.
I don't think he went off on his rookie year. I think he had like 150 yards, but they won and they embarrassed Justin Herbert. Both were rookie. Remember, he cut his hair after that.
Oh,
Here.
yeah. Went insane.
Can I say this? If the Dolphins win this game, it'll be because of the defense, not because of the offense. Because the last time they played here, the defense was porous at best.
The defense, well, they were on the field a lot too, though. But I will say,
But that's because they ran for 200 yards. You want to get the ball, get off the field? Stop them.
wasn't that the
Tua
one?
ain't got nothing to do with that.
Didn't Brian Hoyer go like full D'Onofrio in that game too? That's kind of where not Brian Hoyer, Josh Boyer. That's kind of where everybody wanted Josh Boyer fired after this game.
Is that the game where he had like people lined up?
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here, Boyer.
Well, listen, now we got Fangs. New day, new dawn.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, while we sitting here talking about Tua against Herbert, that defense got to be a lot better than they were last year.
That's true.
And that's going to be the key. How they handle, first of all, if a team run for 200 yards with you, guess what's coming up first? They're going to test them waters again.
But even though like it seems like you want to say it's Joey Bosa versus Tua, it's not. It's Herbert versus Tua.
No, but see, but it's not as important for them.
What do you mean?
They're not going into this game thinking we got to keep Tua in check, because in all the games that he's played against them, he hasn't gone off.
He's not.
Right? But on the other side, they ran for 200 yards. That's a beatdown. That's sitting there just like what?
200 yards last year? I don't remember that.
I think so.
I think Herbert went for like 330 last year.
No, look at last year's game, and then I think Eckler had himself a day.
I think Eckler had a good game, but I don't think it was 200 yards good.
Don't they have Khalil Mack there now too? That should be another
washed. Oh, hopefully.
Hold on.
He's got nothing for Tua.
Khalil
Mack.
Hopefully.
Also odd, Hold on.
I heard Armstead is questionable as well. I'm getting a little.
He's
scared.
always questionable.
Yeah, he's allowed to be always questionable though. He's earned his right.
Yeah, we'll find out today. If he's out there on the practice field, we'll feel good about it, dude. Don't worry about it.
All right, here we go.
That's reassuring.
Let's see. It was 23-17.
Right where we wanted him.
They rushed for 82 yards this year.
Ooh, yeah, 45 yards.
Yeah. I don't know what you're
Justin Herbert went for 367.
-1 for deception.
Whoa! Yeah, I mean, there you can't just
Tua threw for 145.
I don't know, dude.
-1.
Seymour
lying.
Hold on.
What are you? Hold on, like you're gonna find a different box score?
Maybe it was the year before.
I was looking at team stats.
No, the teams that you can go look at time of possession, like they owned it. I think they killed it on third down in that game.
Yeah,
but it was all passing. It was not rushing the football.
They were 9 for 18.
Let me see.
on third.
9 of 18.
Gross.
Total plays 78-49.
Yeah, it was like you're right. It was a beatdown at time.
39-30. They almost played 2/3 of the game on offense.
No, I remember. Like the Dolphins' offense consisted of Tyreek Hill getting a football out of nowhere for a touchdown and a bomb to Tyreek Hill for a touchdown. Like that was it.
I remember. I thought that game. Oh, Austin Eckler was all over the place.
I'll tell you what, though. 28
Perhaps
yards.
I was right.
I mean, Austin Eckler had a good game. What he had? He had like 100 total yards, but it wasn't running the football.
No, you're right. But still,
doesn't matter. Though,
Leroy is fake Googling. Nah, I tried to. I tried to, but I don't know how to do it as quick as Tobin. So the problem is, if I tried to fake Google, then Marcos and Tobin will look up and like, I got it in front of me.
Yeah, you got to do it with more confidence like this. Looks like Eckler rushed for 187 last year.
Okay, yeah.
That's how you got to do it.
Honestly, I wouldn't have questioned that.
I'm not.
He's good. I mean, I get it. I wouldn't have been surprised, but it was actually. I think the reason we're probably like is Mike Williams, who's like he's always a coin flip to play, but he's really good when he plays.
Yep. And who's his? I think who's the other receiver? Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always hurt too.
Yep. Well, you know what's gonna get hurt this weekend? Their feelings, dude. That's what's gonna get hurt.
Here we go.
That's right.
Here we go.
Back after this. Everybody, Tobin and Leroy here with you. Take you up until 2 o'clock here on the program. Take you guys up until 2 o'clock. Leroy's beautifully loves his guy, Prince.
Yep. Yes.
So, well, let you guys know, if you guys like comedy, you like to laugh, we got your chance to win tickets to see comedian Stavros Halkias. He's going to be at the Broward Center coming up November 11th. If you guys want to enter this contest, text the word TOUR to 20357. That's TOUR to 20357, and you're entered. If you don't win, you still want to go, more info is available at the browardcenter.org/events. It's a text contest. Message and data rates may apply. Leroy, we'll do a quick segment here, but I wanted to know, would you like to hear Jimbo Fisher's the Hurricanes taking on Texas A&M? Who your nephew's on the team?
Yeah.
Who is your nephew? Which so people can go look out for this weekend.
Charles Schelling. He's not playing.
Still hurt?
Yeah.
You going?
No.
Oh.
I might. I still might. I can't. I have an available ticket with my buddy because his son goes to the U and he goes to games in the student section, so he has an extra ticket. But
well, if you do want to go, by the way, the Canes are looking to pack this place. They're doing a BOGO offer, I believe, right now. If you buy a ticket for Texas A&M, you get a ticket for Georgia Tech. So they're looking to pack that place at 3:30 kickoff. They want an intense atmosphere, obviously.
And they know damn well when Georgia Tech come to town, crickets.
Would you want to go watch Georgia Tech?
They're not the old Georgia Tech.
They're not the new Georgia Tech either.
I mean, they haven't gotten to new yet.
No, they have not.
Refurbishing.
Still trying to polish that up. But you do have that opportunity if you want a little BOGO. Buy one for this game, you get one for Georgia Tech for free. But this is Jimbo Fisher in previewing this game. This is him on eyes.
See a little, see a lot, see a lot, see nothing. Had great eye discipline in the game. Fit our run, kept our keys, stayed simple, and it's act like it's some magical formula. The keys to success when guys play well, guys, it's so simple. Your article would be over in 2 lines, and you would have nothing else to make up and write. Okay, you have to. The rest of it would be fictitious. Because I don't care how much ability you got. If your eyes are in the wrong place, say, shut your eyes, how many balls you catch. Shut your eyes, how many tackles you make. Shut your eyes, how many reads you make.
Can we move that discussion a little bit lower to his mouth?
What?
Oh my God! Hey, hey.
What was that first line there?
See a little, see a lot, see a lot, see nothing.
Okay, see a little,
see a little, see a lot,
see a lot,
see a lot, see nothing.
Nothing.
So what are we looking at? That's what I'm asking.
See a little, see a lot, see a lot, see nothing.
Huh.
See a little, see a lot.
I mean, I think it's basically saying if you're not looking in the right place, you see too much, and therefore you're not seeing what you're supposed to be looking at.
Is that like seeing ghosts? Like, is that?
Yes, the equivalent to that.
That as somehow seeing ghosts makes more sense to whatever the hell he just said.
Pretty much.
Little, I see a lot.
See a little,
Pretty
see a lot.
much.
Ha!
But if I see a lot,
Ha.
See a little, see a lot, see a lot, see nothing.
Good luck, Mario. You're matching wits in this one. Good luck, dude.
Him and Mike McDaniel need to have a talk off.
We'll take a quick break. Back with more shenanigans after this.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed Moore
Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Want to let you guys know that football season is back, and so is our Dave & Buster's gift card giveaway. We've got your chance to a $250 gift card from Dave & Buster's to watch college football, the NFL, and more. To enter, go online to the WQAM contest page and submit your entry. If you win, you can go to Dave & Buster's with your gift card. Spend the day watching your favorite teams, all on us and Dave & Buster's. Eat, drink, play, watch sports at Dave & Buster's in Hollywood. Leroy will be back at the top of the hour. Doing a quick Cleveland hit.
Wow.
He's back. Listen, he's in demand. He's been busy.
Busy. Football season is back.
Football season is baby tomorrow. Very exciting. We'll hear more from crazy Jimbo Fisher also leading into this game. He's something.
He's a treat.
Like I think he's the only guy who probably could give Mike McDaniel a run for his money in just words per minute.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Leading into this game against the Canes. But we'll hear more from him in a bit. Want to flip over to some NBA stuff here, as a lot of Heat fans freaking out is strong, but a lot of Heat fans a little prickly this morning because news came that Christian Wood had signed a deal with the Lakers. He signed a 2-year deal with the Lakers.
Yeah.
And reason why this has some people uneasy, Marcos, is Christian Wood's one of those guys where a lot of people thought that he was going to come to the Miami Heat. A lot of rumors, a lot of fodder around him that he was going to come to the Miami Heat, especially in ties with Damian Lillard. That he was like, he was Christian Wood's a very talented offensive player, scores a lot of points. A couple years ago was averaging over 20 a game. But usually is a little bit of a looter and a riot, usually on a bad team. And there's a lot of that kind of moody big man stuff that's with him too, where it's like, sometimes it's hard. Not exactly like the purest Heat culture fit, I would say. Not quite maybe to the level of like a Hassan Whiteside, but it's like had some stuff about, tardiness and motor and all that type of stuff. So, but very talented player. Really, really talented player. It's not like the Heat haven't the Heat, I always feel like the Heat could short-term Heat culture somebody, and like, especially if they were, motivated by contract and pay, they could probably get a year out of anybody. I mean, like, look, for as much crap as Hassan Whiteside takes, Hassan Whiteside, all defensive player, putting up monster block seasons, all those type of stuff when he was on a 10-day contract and finding his way throughout the league. It was when Hassan Whiteside got a $100 million deal and thought that he should be the face of the franchise that things became an issue. Dion Waiters on a contract, looking for a new deal, hitting buzzer beaters. That guy was awesome. We all love Philly cheese. When he's on the 4-year deal and he's getting ousted by Kendrick Nunn, it becomes an issue. So I'm always of the opinion that he can get something out of somebody and get somebody to buy into their system. Short term, I think it's possible for anybody. I think the idea of we're not for everybody and that that they look for certain guys, I think that's more of like a long-term fit type of thing. So I don't think that it would have been a problem if they would have had Christian Wood. Now, am I crying because they didn't get Christian Wood? Not really. I mean, first of all, you look at this front court right now. Let's just say there's no Damian Lillard for the time being. We'll hear some stuff on that in a second. But let's say there is no Damian Lillard to the Miami Heat, right? You still have a front court. We've all spent all summer excited about what Nikola Jovic is doing in Serbia, what he is doing in this World Cup, what he's doing for the national team, what he did in the summer league. The other guy who had a great summer league, and I think we're expecting big things from. We talked to Karan Butler about this. Is Orlando Robinson. Orlando Robinson did some really, really great things. That dude came out. He was lighting it up and shooting. Now, is Orlando Robinson capable of averaging 16 a game? I don't know. But then you think about what Spo gets out of his backup bigs. I don't necessarily know a guy who's usually a high volume scorer if he's going to go out there and get these buckets all the time, and that's going to be your leading thing. That's not typically what Spo wants to get out of his bigs. So I don't know. I'm not worried about it too much. I'm not sweating it too much. But this was the Low Post. Zach Lowe and Bobby Marks were discussing where things are with the Damian Lillard saga. And, really have been no talks on it.
Has there been anything on Dame?
No, Dame's interesting. I think, there's been no conversations. It's been very quiet, certainly from the Miami front. I think there's the only way we hear more about Dame is if Dame makes it messy. And I don't think Damian Lillard right now is willing to make it messy in Portland.
I've heard, again, I was away for a while, but I've been back for a bit now, making calls and catching up with people. I've heard there's been nothing. I mean, like no meaningful dialogue at all. And more pointedly, and I know Brian Windhorst said something about this while I was on break, I just don't think there's been another team.
Yeah. I mean, well, why has anything changed? Nothing should change. Nothing else has happened. The only thing that's going to change is in a little less than a month's time, we're going to be at Heat training camp.
Who wins from this long pause that we've been on? Like, who wins from this for real?
I don't know if anybody wins, but I think if the Blazers are thinking that the Heat are going to be a mess coming into camp, I just think that they're sorely mistaken. I don't think that that's going to be a thing. I think that you've already felt whatever Tyler Hero maybe was in his feelings about earlier in the summer. I think you felt a lot of that stuff soften just based on the fact that he's played against Bam. He's been, he has been putting Heat stuff on social media. He has been working out with Heat coaches. So Tyler's obviously the big one. Kyle Lowry's a professional. Guy's been in the league for 18 years. You guys really think Kyle Lowry's going to come into camp and make a stink about something? No. Jovic is a child. What's he going to do? He's not going to do anything. Same with Jaquez. Jaquez is a rookie. So, I think all of that stuff that if the Blazers think that that's going to be awkward for Miami, I don't know, man. I have a hard time believing that. Like I mentioned with Dion Waiters, that was kind of an awkward situation. They still dealt with it. And those guys him and James Johnson at one point were disciplined based on shape. I don't think any of that stuff's going to happen. So the only team that really is going to be dealing with awkwardness is the Blazers. Now, all they got to do is get through some press conferences. The thing that's going to be interesting about it, though, is how hard is Damian Lillard willing to go once he's actually asked questions? And then what does that lead to, if anything? But, there really hasn't been any movement anywhere because nothing's changed. What's changed over the summer? But if you think that I'm losing my mind over Christian Wood going to the Lakers, you are sorely mistaken. Good player.
Yeah.
But do I think the Heat's championship window is made or broken by having Christian Wood on the roster? No.
What's his signature moment in the league?
Christian Wood?
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, I would say he's a very good scorer. He's very, very talented. The guy can definitely put some buckets up. He definitely can. But it's mostly been looter and a riot stuff. It's mostly been on terrible teams. And then take the attitude or motor stuff for what it is. I don't really look at that stuff. Doesn't phase me one way or another because I think the Heat can always get a short term out of anybody. But it's certainly not going to be oh my God, I can't believe we're missing out on these guys. I think the Heat's role guys are fine. This whole idea, Chris Mannix came out. He's like, oh, if the Heat don't do anything, I have them penciled at 10th. 10th? What are you, high as a kite? You think that they're 10th with Jimmy? Let me get this straight. The team that has the Heat has been a playoff team every year with just Jimmy Butler on their roster, with the role guys changing, with them shifting. They've always had Jimmy Butler. They've always made the playoffs. And now he's 10th. Shut up. The dumbest thing I've ever heard. Here's some more of Zach Lowe and Bobby Marks.
At the end of the day, what Miami has to offer, whether it be Hero, in Jovic and Jaquez, their first round pick this year.
Jovic playing well for Serbia,
really
by the
well.
way, in the World Cup.
Really well. And 2 first round picks or pick swaps. I think that's the best out there. And I think if you're Portland, you have to come to a realization you know what? Hero, the 2 young players and draft picks is going to be better than what you will get. That's on July 1st, it's probably a C-level offer, but come closer to the start of camp, like that's going to be as good. And for Miami, you're thinking like, who we actually bidding against? Like we're not bidding against anybody here. Why are we going to overpay? What I mean is overpay is that all of a sudden we're thinking about, you know what, we're going to put Caleb Martin in the deal. All of a sudden we're going to call Oklahoma City and manipulate that draft pick. That's, we're going to now have 3 picks available to us because we're going to do something with that protection that's on there. But going back, there's been, there's been nothing.
Zero. Nothing new. No movement. And the thing that's crazy about it is like if Joe Cronin was a grown-up and actually wanted to talk about this, maybe they would get a little sweetener. Something. I'm not saying a little sweetener as in Jovic, but they would maybe get something back above him, but he doesn't want to be a grown-up. He doesn't want to be a big boy and do his job. He wants to sit here and whine and cry to the league about, oh, please don't have Dame do any interviews about me. Well, what's going to happen when he's at a press conference? You're gonna ban reporters from asking about it? We're just gonna sit here stupidly and just go into this season and act like nothing, because it's one thing to have a sit down interview with Mark Spears and you're like, I don't want to talk about Portland, but then you have to talk about Portland because what happens with somebody, Dame? How do you think you're going to fit next to Scoot Henderson? How do you think things are going to play out this year?
You think Dame's still going to be the mature,
I don't think Dame's going to do anything classless, but I think the idea that you could just silence this man for the entirety of the season is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Leroy mentioned this though, and I didn't want to wait this long, but he mentioned that a deal could possibly not be done till like All-Star break or something like that. I don't want to wait that long, dude. That's half of the season is gone by then. I may fall too much in love with the players I have.
You may, but I think that ultimately, like, if the Damian Lillard trade comes about in December or if it comes in January, like, no Heat fan is going to be, no, it can't happen. I would say, though, I think that they'll get less. I think that the more
they should get less.
I think that the more the year goes on, I think the less the Blazers end up getting. I think the only way that would happen is if Damian Lillard hates Portland so much, and I guess this is probably what they're betting on. He hates Cronin, he hates Portland so much that he's finally willing to go to another team. But the thing is, do you think that if no other team was interested, or that no other teams have been interested, that no other team would ring up and call and say, hey, well, let's see if we can get some kind of inkling? Everybody's telling you, no other team is interested in this guy.
Yeah.
Nobody. Whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. But nobody wants to get in the game for him. Nobody wants to get in the game for Dame. So to sit here and be like, oh, the offers are going to get so much better as the season goes on, maybe you think that there's some mystery team that's going to feel a little bit froggy, but what if it doesn't? Then the offers do probably get worse for you. So if he was a big boy and he was able to jump on this thing, probably would have gotten more assets. Probably would have gotten the Heat feeling all fat and sassy and in the moment. That's how Heat fans have been. But now you're in this spot where it's like, well, what are we going to get crazy for? Why are we going to? Then all of a sudden you start falling in love with Jovic. Then all of a sudden, Spo and Jovic have a little Panera bread while in Manila.
What? Panera?
Yeah.
I hate Panera, dude.
Well, I don't know what they have over there, but it looked like they had some kind of a salad, like they were at whatever the equivalent was of a Panera bread at that hotel at the time.
Gotcha.
Maybe it was an Earl of Sandwich. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
But the point is, like, all of a sudden the Heat are going to be in like, I don't know if we want to get rid of it. What if Jovic comes in, he balls out? Now all of a sudden you could have had Jovic probably if you would have dealt in July if you're Cronin. But he's a baby. He's a man baby.
So is there any point in which, like, I know we've said it multiple times, because he's taking so long, we're taking stuff off the table. Is there any point when there's a chance that none of those 3 are on the table and this deal could possibly get done? Can we get it done with like a Duncan Robinson, Kyle Lowry, and some picks?
Probably would have to be like 4 picks, but could it? Could it?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think if he waits too long, that may be my only deal.
I mean, that would clean your books. I mean, you have Duncan Robinson for another year or so, but like you get Kyle Lowry, that clears off the books.
Yep.
So yeah, I would honestly say probably the more the year goes on, the more likely it would be the Kyle Lowry move, because you probably do just want your books cleared.
Yeah,
and be in that spot. I think the Kyle Lowry thing's been interesting because he really hasn't been part of a lot of the fodder. It's been mostly centered around Tyler Hero. But My big point of all of this is like, I'm not sweating the Miami Heat missing out on bench guys and role guys because they don't have Damian Lillard. Like I feel fine about the Heat's depth. Like people are going to sit here, oh, they lost Gabe Vincent, they lost Max Strus. All the Heat do is find depth. That's all they do. That's what they every year we do. Who's the guy's going to be? Who's this going to be? Who's this guy going to be? And they just find guys.
I don't understand how it can be both, though. I don't understand how it can be like, they have this roster of undrafted players and they're doing their best.
Yep.
But it can also be like, look what you just missed out on. These are key players.
You're only going to have like Gabe Vincent is only going to be handsome in the eyes of America if he's on the Lakers.
Yeah, that's true.
Max Strus is going to be looked upon as the next Duncan Robinson if he's not on the Heat.
I already forgot where he went.
Where did And by the way, what about Duncan Robinson? Who's to say that Duncan Robinson, who had a little bit of a resurgence in the playoffs, now doesn't have this Max Strus albatross hanging over his head anymore?
Albatross.
Like you think, look, I'm sure that they were friends, but you don't think he got tired of Max Strus's act? Oh, look at it, because he used to be the one that was cool with Jimmy.
Yeah,
and now Max Strus is gone. Maybe they can rekindle an old flame. You know that he's got the best chemistry with Bam Adebayo. Yep. Bam Adebayo and Duncan Robinson, they could do escape rooms together. They could do trust falls together. The chemistry those two have, it is beautiful. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It's spaghetti and meatballs. It's just a perfect fit, a yin and yang. And all of a sudden we're gonna act. Duncan Robinson, something happened in that playoffs, Marcos. Something mean happened to him. Something flipped. Something we've been waiting for. Dunkyard Dog had come up. He went from all shucks to no bleeps.
Wow.
I wish I could rhyme that.
Wow.
Yup. But I can't say that on the air.
Yeah, he will.
But he went from all shucks to no ducks.
Whoa.
But you replaced that D with an F.
Okay. Getting crazy.
Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. The channel, Miami 560 WQAM. Hey, Leroy.
What's up?
Get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm. Your accidentattorneys.com. Freak out station 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
I better get back to my job before JFig does it again.
Oh, man.
I heard that.
She was she was trying to get in the territory.
Let's see. It is partly cloudy. Winds are 10 to 15 miles an hour. And the clouds seem to be moving west, northwest, out of the northwest.
Oh,
If
wow.
I had to make depending on my house, might not be directly east, but they're going from right to left. Temperature is right about 90, although, you know what? I'm going to say it's about 87, 88 because it seems like it's been a little cooler.
How'd you do, Marcos?
He did excellent, although I was heavily focused on making sure I play those sound effects that I recently got.
You know what? It's fine. We'll just take his word for it.
Yeah, I'll take
Let's get
it.
to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Big
starting to
news.
realize?
What?
Week one is there's probably 30 teams, right, that think this is their year going into week one, right? And I hear it everywhere because I'm on all over, and I just laugh and I'm like, I got one of you idiots back home.
You know what's funny? We had Ricky on yesterday, Ricky Williams. He was saying the exact same thing.
Right? It's crazy.
He's like, it's like week one. I was like, hey, you believe in the hype, Ricky? He goes, everybody believes in the hype week one.
Right. Like, it's crazy because Cleveland's the same way. They got a quarterback that ain't played meaningful football in 2 years. And like, just to make that leap, right, is crazy. You got one of the best running games in the league, and their coach just said, we passed the ball to set up the run. I'm like, oh, goodness. I say, well, Cleveland fans, buckle up.
Leroy, we have some news.
What's up?
Eli Apple is keeping number 33 this year.
Whoa!
Oh,
Keeping number 33, dude.
Yes.
Chris Brooks, according to Joe Shad, will move to number 35.
Wow.
Yep. So Eli Apple
Hey, can you call
33.
Can somebody please call Messi and see if I can get one of those armbands?
One of those sleeves,
Oh,
the captain
yeah.
sleeve.
I can never show my left arm again.
Sorry, buddy.
They'll say, because you know, kids, ooh, they won't say you got the same number as Leroy. They'll say, ooh, you got the same number as Eli Apple, which will hurt my heart
Yeah, I'm
down
sorry.
into the depths of my soul.
I don't know a lot of other 33s. I think like
Tony
Jamal-
Dorsett.
No. I mean this era, current era. We're talking about a kid walking up to you and seeing 33. No, this guy likes Eli Apple a lot.
Also, according to Chris Perkins, Skylar Thompson has changed his number.
Hmm?
He's number 6.
What was he before?
was
Wasn't it
19.
Like 19? Weird.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. 6.
Bernie Kosar. Didn't Bernie Kosar wear 20 in college?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Which is just crazy. So did
What about,
Flutie, right? Flutie had
Yeah, he was like
20.
2022 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But remember, Bridgewater changed his number this year.
He's changed his number 3 times already in camp.
Really?
Well,
Okay. So
that's
is he
what
still number
happens-
50?
That's what happens when you play on 7 different teams.
I think he was 50 for a week. Then I
Yeah.
think he went to 17. And I want to say he landed on 10 or something like that. But yeah, he's changed his jersey 3 times so far in camp. Teddy
That's
Bridgewater.
not cool. 50 was cool. 50 was like, what is this grotesque jersey that I will purchase?
First of all, 50 can't be on a little person.
Yeah, I know.
Just
Just like
can't.
0 on a big person.
It just can't.
50s for centers and linebackers.
Wait, it's like there's nothing better. Here we go. There's nothing better than the fat ass D lineman in college with a single digit.
Mike McDaniel.
It looks crazy.
Mike McDaniel's going to speak in about a half hour's time.
Oh, so He'll get done when the show ends. We can catch the second half of it.
With Tua speaking of that, Dolphins practice gets going at 1. So as they are getting ready for the Chargers, of course, the season opens tomorrow with Chiefs and Lions. Man, Campbell. A lot of people high on the Lions this year. A lot of people riding that Lions bandwagon. A lot of people really excited about the Lions. I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
it's hard. Like, and put it this way. Here's why you can buy it a little bit. If your reasoning for why they will be bad is because they're the Lions, and you can't find anything definitive to put it on, factual, then yes, you can ride that hype train until proven otherwise.
Do you have a sneaky football hot take? Like, do you have a hot take team, like a team that
I have one the other way. I've been telling you all year, Buffalo.
You think Buffalo's not going to be that good?
No.
Well, like, what do you mean by that? Like, you think Buffalo's going to be 7 wins? Like, do you think it's going to be a disaster, or do you think
I think they'll be around 9 or 10 wins, but I think that ain't going to get them in the playoffs.
All right, so that'd be 9 wins would be a 4-win drop off. That'd be pretty bad.
I mean, but like each season plays differently. Like, I mean, sometimes remember the Patriots when the Dolphins went to the playoffs, the Patriots were 11-5 also and didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, well,
sometimes those things play out. So just like last year, the Dolphins made the playoffs at what, 9-8?
You just don't think they're an elite team.
I don't. No, I don't. I think the toughest division is the AFC North. I mean, like, you go Cleveland with Deshaun Watson, you go Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, who was leading the division before he got hurt.
I tell you what,
and then Pickens, everybody been praising Pickens, and you know for a fact, I can say this without doubt, Pittsburgh will find a way to be in the mix because they've been doing it for 70 years.
Yeah, Tomlin's never had a losing season.
Right. So, anybody got any arguments to a tougher division?
I mean, here's what I would say: Lamar Jackson gets hurt all the time.
We're
Deshaun
not talking
Watson,
about. Right.
Well, you said
Deshaun Watson hasn't played in 2 years.
Deshaun Watson hasn't. I mean, really, hasn't been Deshaun Watson in 3 years. The guy who got $230 million. Joe Burrow has, spaghetti ligaments, and one guy has baby hands.
Okay.
Overrated division.
Okay.
Just debunked it.
Really?
You can't just throw baby hands on there.
What about what do you think they said up there? One quarterback's trying to be a ninja. The other quarterback's on some special herbs in a dark retreat.
Didn't he have a UFO story or something like that? Do you have this, Marcos?
I'm sorry. I was going to use it for the mix because it is just ridiculous.
I got to hear it now.
Yeah,
if you have Hard Knocks, Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers, just thinking that there's little green people.
Why now though? Why mention it like now? I think he said it was
because
in
he's listen, yo, you know what? You guys, Aaron Rodgers has a platform to be the world's biggest troll, and you allow him to do it.
Yeah, right? I guess. I mean, I know like Tyreek Hill is out there trolling. Like he is out there.
Right, but he ain't got the same platform as Aaron Rodgers.
Like Tyreek Hill the other day was he was joking. He goes, they were like, "Hey, Tyreek, what?" He goes, "What do you think about the NFL not suspending you?" He goes, "Yeah, well, that's why I missed practice the last two days last week." He goes, "I was mowing the commissioner's lawn."
Okay,
right.
I was like, "That's Tyreek Hill."
Yeah,
I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is trolling. I don't. I sometimes I think this is genuinely what he is.
Dude. Oh my god. Right.
I think he's gotten the attention he's been seeking for so long.
I would say my sleeper team. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to tell you why, is Green Bay. Here's why. Until I see otherwise, they have had a Hall of Fame quarterback for almost 30 years. Right? And when they got rid of Brett Favre and put Aaron Rodgers in, we all said the same things we're saying about Jordan Love right now. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt until I see differently.
For front office moves that are 15 years apart?
What do you mean?
I mean, like it's
when they're selecting quarterbacks, they selected Aaron Rodgers to replace Brett Favre, and nobody knew who the hell Aaron Rodgers was. He sat for 3 years, and then he got his turn.
Turns out we didn't know what Brett Favre was, which was a crook.
Jordan Love is kind of the same thing, right? Why wouldn't I give them a benefit of the doubt of being able to pick quarterbacks until proven otherwise? That's all I'm saying. I'm saying they get the benefit of the doubt when picking quarterbacks because they've had a Hall of Famer at quarterback for 30 years.
Here's Aaron Rodgers.
This great dinner at his house in Jersey. I was making my way to bed. I had like a 5 a.m. wake up. And I was getting down to bed. I heard this alarm in the distance going off, and it just didn't seem like normal when I heard some rustling downstairs. So I got up, walked downstairs. It was a beautiful night. Steve and his brother and I walked outside, and up in the clouds, you know, we heard this sound, and we saw this tremendously large object moving through the sky, and it was like a scene out of Independence Day when the ships are coming into the atmosphere and they're creating this like kind of explosion type fire in the sky. We just saw this incredibly large object and froze, as anybody would, because
Stop the tape. Stop the tape. In the words of Stephen A., stay off the weed, because that's what that sound like.
Yeah,
that sound like they was sitting with some ayahuasca or some kush and sitting on the step, and he goes, "Hey,
I'm high as a kite, Yogi."
Hey, y'all see it up in the sky? What? What? Hey, Rod, what? You just see that bright light? Let me hit that. Yeah, I see it too. Wait, I can't see it. Here you go. Like, come on, man. You know what? Can I just say this to all the dummies out there? UFO is unidentified flying object.
Yep.
It does not have to be from outer space. You just don't know what it is. That's it. I don't want to have to go at Aaron Rodgers like they did in My Cousin Vinny. Like, he made it sound like he was in the woods and he was looking through some trees and through all this stuff to see a bright light. It could have very well been the moon.
Here's how much is left in this story, Marcos?
58 seconds.
Oh, let's go.
And eventually it went out of sight, and nobody said a word. We just stood frozen, the three of us, on the front stoop of Steve's house. And about 30 seconds later, we heard the real recognizable sound of fighter jets going that seemed to be chasing this object. And again, we just stood there in just disbelief for another few minutes. Nobody said a word. And then we all kind of looked at each other like, did we just see what we think we just saw? What was that? Eventually, 20 minutes later, we kind of wanted a little bit, went back to bed. And then you're still not really sleeping. You just experienced this bizarre experience. We looked in the papers and online the next few days, and there was nothing about it. That got me into researching more about UFOs. But yeah, Steve and I are great friends, teammates, and also witnessed whatever the hell it was. I don't know. But it was definitely unidentified. It was definitely flying. It was definitely a large object.
Hey, boo-boo, we're going to do some blow.
Hey.
You read it in the papers. Like,
there is nothing that says we were messed up than that story right there.
That guy's not winning the division. I'm sorry.
Hey, wait a minute. And wait. He got a whole bunch of yes men as friends. Because I know if I was out there with my boy Harold and Robert, and I say, man, y'all see that? What? You lying. Stop it. Stop it. They will stop me right away. You know what I'm saying? Yo, boy, if you say, hey, man, y'all see that in the sky? Say, man, you seeing things. You need to time out. Right? Like, come on. But because he Aaron Rodgers and that's his boys, they just go ahead on and co-sign it. Kind of like you do, Tobin.
Hey, quick break. Back after this.
Middle of the week and just days
Gameday Uncensored.
Let's go! Sponsored by South Florida Lexus Dealers. Experience amazing.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Hey, you guys like some comedy? Text the word tour to 20357 to see comedian Stavros Halkias at the Broward Center on November 11th. Text tour to 20357. That's tour to 20357, and you're entered in the contest. If you don't win, you can get more info at thebrowardcenter.org/events. And it's a text contest. Message and data rates may apply. browardcenter.org/events if you want more info on that. But if you want to win the tickets to see Stavros Halkias on November 11th, text tour to 20357. 15 minutes of Game Day Uncensored here as the Miami Dolphins. They will be at it this Sunday, 4:25 kickoff. Kevin Harlan on the call. Oh, I love Kevin Harlan.
Yeah.
The best.
He's got a voice for all sports.
The best doing it right now. I love Kevin Harlan.
But you know what I realize? Soccer announcers are different, right? More energy, right? It's pretty no time for like a whole bunch of stories.
More energy when it matters, but there's some lulls in soccer. Like, Messi has made things very exciting for sure, but like they have some time where they're almost walking along the game like Messi will from time to time.
Listen, we all know Whitty. He's a pretty reserved guy. That soccer got him hyped.
Of course. He loves the beautiful game. He loves the beautiful game for sure. But Harlan, I would love Harlan to call a soccer
match. Just the voice.
I mean, the guy calls. You know what I would have loved him to call, honestly, is that fan trying to get to Messi.
Oh, putting the twist on it.
The body, because remember him calling the guy, the man is drunk.
Yeah,
when he was calling the streaker.
Yeah,
during Monday Night Football. Yeah. Kevin Harlan being able to call Messi.
Can I just say something? Why are we not showing them? Because they immediately go to the booth. Or they go, they don't show the actual. Me personally, I think you show it, let him get tased or something, and then everybody else know not to do it.
I don't know, dude, but I'll tell you one thing. We got sent that video yesterday of Messi's trainer or Messi's bodyguard in the gym. That guy's no joke. I wouldn't mess with him. that guy takes that job more seriously than like whoever has to protect the Pope.
Yeah,
you're not getting a finger on Messi.
Never seen him smile, to be honest.
I don't think he's allowed to smile contractually.
Then again, who's more? You think so? You think who's more influential, Messi or the Pope?
Messi.
He needs a better security guard.
I mean,
I can't even tell you who the Pope is. What's his name? John Paul.
He's Pope John Paul Charles Frederick.
You know what? That is probably not far from.
I don't know. I stopped counting popes after a while. Like they were.
Why? Why? Can I ask you a question? I'm with you, and I get it.
Yeah.
But I've watched a lot of the old English. Like the Queen and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And the people that had the biggest army was the Vatican back in the day.
Yep. Yeah.
And
it was very corrupt.
And every time you wanted to do something, you had to get passed. You had to get the approval from the Vatican. Who's that?
That's Messi's bodyguard.
Oh, the little guy or the big guy?
He looks, I don't think he is little. I think he's little compared to that giant guy that he's with. Because that guy he's with looks like he's 6'6".
Right. Okay.
But this guy is a giant. No, like it's no joke.
But here, back to my point. But for all of us, when they picking a new pope, why do we stare at the TV looking for the smoke? Huh? When you're not gonna know who the Pope is in 3 months.
Tradition.
Well, I think they'll probably break live to it when they're picking the Pope. But yeah, you stay out there and everybody's like, are they picking a Pope today?
Francis is his name.
Yeah.
That's his Pope name, though. I found out he has a real name that has no Francis in it. I didn't know popes get their own name.
Yeah, popes gets your own name.
Like your Pope name.
Yeah, because like
you get to pick it.
Yeah, like it's like when you're confirmed. When you're confirmed, you pick a name too.
My uncle does something like that.
Yeah.
He says like his name is William Rios, but he converted a different religion, and he's like, I'm David now. And I'm like, I don't know, Uncle Willie. You look like Uncle Willie.
He wants to know, is this guy scarier than the bald security guy for the Heat? No, I mean, let's not be ridiculous, but I mean, like he's up there. I'm sure, like if he wanted to get some lessons from the bald security guy from the Heat, he would be, he'd learn a thing or two. But this guy's good. He's good. I feel I sound like the guy who's at the poker room at the Hard Rock Poker Room. He's good. He's good. No Lawrence Taylor. No bald seat security guy. He's good. He's good.
Sometimes I sit back and I go, I used to golf on a regular basis with two of the greatest players to ever play the sport.
Yep.
Jim Brown and Lawrence Taylor.
Yep.
And I told Jim Brown, I told LT, he used to, no matter how hot it was, he wear long pants and a long shirt. He was trying to sweat. And I told him one time, if you sweat and pass out, I'm chaining your ass to the back of the cart and we still playing.
Wow.
Oh, man. So yeah, Dolphins taking on the Chargers this week. They'll be in the practice field in a bit, in about a half hour. They'll get out there and get ready for
I'm trying to think, when did we go on the field? I think we went on the field at about the same time. Maybe two.
Get after a little bit. We'll see who's injured. I saw the depth chart they put out yesterday. They still had Eichenberg as the starting left guard, which I'd be kind of surprised by that.
Oof.
I mean, I would say of all the surprising camp about, some of the younger guys that you hadn't seen that kind of showed out a little bit, but the offensive line wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad
at all. So maybe they got some continuity there, and that's what, instead of looking at them as individuals, you look at them as a unit, and you see why somebody like Eichenberg would fit in.
But he hasn't fit in. Like everything you're talking about right now has been with him sidelined and not out there. Right. When they play better.
I mean, but as a group, which
and I think they've already demoted.
That was one of the times I cussed.
Well, this is one of the things that is funny because last week Mike McDaniel's talking about Eichenberg's going to get snaps at center, as backup center to Connor Williams, and so but he's still listed as the top of the depth chart at left guard, which is a little ridiculous.
Well, I told you the guard, usually you have a guard who can play center, so when they got to play musical chairs, they move him to center and blah 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 blah.
I'm pretty sure they're moving him down the line because they're just hopefully something sticks because was a tackle, now he's a guard, and now let's try center.
Really?
He's probably going to stop there too.
Dude, hold on. You don't try center. There's no trying. You either do or you don't.
Did you see those
snaps?
I'm
pretty sure that's what they're doing, Leroy. They're trying center for him.
Ooh, I'd be worried about that if they.
Well, Lowry. Listen, I wish him no success at center.
You know what? You have the dumbest way of telling somebody, I hope they don't have. Basically, what you're saying is, I hope we don't have to change what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Because of injury. Well, say it nicer.
I'll try.
Right? Like you're telling Mike White, I hope you suck.
That's not what I said.
That's what you said.
It is.
That's
basically what you said. It's basically what you said.
I just said.
Marcos, I may be paraphrasing, but that was the gist of it.
No, that's what I said.
I had to translate it for the people of Florida.
It's not what I said.
Then why did I have to translate for what you really were trying to say?
We're saying the same thing.
No, we're not. No, we're not. I never saying I hope you never have to play and saying I hope you have a terrible season are two different things.
That's not what I said, though. I didn't
What'd you say?
I said I wish him no success.
What is no success in football? Means you suck.
No, that's not true.
That's failure.
If
you wish him failure.
No, if you do nothing.
You wish him failure. Then why didn't you say I hope you have to do nothing? Why didn't you say that?
But you're being a semantic samurai right now. We're saying the same thing. Weird. Rats off a ship is next.
Rats off a ship.
Maybe I need to wish Marcos more success so he doesn't keep screwing up intros today.
What are you talking about? Leroy, JFig, welcome to the show.
No. Just because they can't hear it because they're on Twitch. I'm here. I know what your mistakes are. You played the show open twice today.
Dude. I like
So
the song.
what did you do?
I'm a fan of the intro, and I just wanted to hear it again instead of the hour or two of theme.
Ridiculous.
It's a good song.
Hello, Jennifer.
What's up, guys?
How are you?
Hello, Jennifer.
Doing well. And yourselves?
Tremendous. What do you got today for Rats Off a Ship?
All right, number. We don't talk about him.
Wow.
The Lakers think there's something special. Gabe's working.
I'll tell you what,
you
though.
put that on Instagram, him in a bat, like, big
Just
deal.
keep rubbing it in my face. You know, it's okay.
Gabe showed up to work today. Let's put it on
I'm glad
Instagram.
he's working.
Doesn't really look as good in that light, if I had to be honest. It could be me, but doesn't really look as good in that light.
Maybe
It's funny how players for other teams don't look as good as he.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
And we were talking about Max.
I don't know how
Schumaker.
that works. Yeah.
Definitely not going to look as good in that
Doesn't
Cleveland
look
light.
as handsome in Cleveland, right?
telling
Just
you,
something
dude.
about Cleveland.
Oh, you know what? I think when I go up there, I might catch a game.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow. Look at this guy,
this.
huh?
Oh, Cavs Roy.
Oh, look at that. Former season ticket holder.
Leroy is back.
Leroy.
Dude, Sal says you made a music video for a G Leaguer. Multiple G Leaguers, actually. Many G Leaguers. What do you got today, JFig, for Rats Off a Ship?
All right, number one, Jimbo. I don't know why I said that. Okay.
Jimbo.
Nice.
I'm sorry. I was looking at the picture that you sent me. Jimbo Fisher is believing that he's. Why'd you write that? I don't like this. I'm starting all over again.
Oh, all right.
Put the rejoin.
Fix it.
Fix it. Jimbo Fisher believing what he says about Miami fans.
Jimbo Fisher had this to say about Miami fans leading into this week's game. Let's hear what the Aggies head coach had to say.
Athletic, strong, physical, tough, competitive. I mean, a typical Miami team, and knowing you're going down there and you're going into the Orange Bowl to go play. I mean, it's fun as heck as an opponent. I mean, if you like to be a competitor, I mean, you got to, because fans will be tough, they'll be brutal, they'll be banging on the buses, you're coming through the lot and all that good stuff. I mean, that's what gets you up, but that's part of it. But the way they play and it's like they just have the same players and just switch uniforms year to year and switch the names. But I mean, always gonna have great players, man. Great program.
Except they don't play in the Orange Bowl.
They don't play in the Orange Bowl anymore, Jimbo.
In fact, the Orange Bowl doesn't even exist.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, was Jimbo an assistant? He probably was an assistant under Bowden.
Florida State? Yeah.
When he went to the Orange Bowl. I mean, I will say, like, look, Jimbo Fisher, Florida State game usually is always a good atmosphere. That's usually a good atmosphere. So you know what? I'm not Rats Off a Ship, old Jimbo.
Wow.
Even though I don't know what the hell he was talking about last hour with those eyes thing. That was weird.
You see a little, you see a lot. See a lot, you see nothing.
See nothing.
Philosophy.
Eyes. Can you see? Can you catch if you can't see?
That's not coming from a place.
I'm not Rats Off a Ship on Jimbo.
Oh, okay.
That's not coming from a place of sincerity based on the last bit we played that he some of the things he was talking about his eyes. So I'm Rats Off a Ship. First, get the building right.
Rats off a ship.
You're gonna fly into Fort Lauderdale and not into Miami. Right? Absolutely.
Probably. JFig?
I'm Rats Off a Ship.
Rats off a ship.
Frog Boy?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hop on that bandwagon there.
Rats off a ship.
It says Jimbo should end all of his sentences with "dadgummit." Got eyes, can't see, can't lose. Clear eyes, full hearts. Okay.
See a little, see a lot. See a lot, see nothing.
Huh? What else we got, JFig?
The Marlins being back.
Ooh. I just want to say I want to apologize to the Marlins because I was Rats Off a Ship last
I feel
week.
like you should also apologize to me.
I'll apologize to you, JFig. I mean, you. I mean, I still don't remember her believing in the Marlins, but I know
That's why you should apologize, because you didn't remember.
If I don't remember that, I apologize. But if I am remembering correctly, I rescind my apology. I do apologize to Frog Boy.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I know. I heard it multiple times today.
Liar
Yeah.
last week. You didn't believe it anyway.
You're all
But
liars.
I'm not rats. I am. What was the question?
Okay. Are the Marlins back?
Marlins being back.
No, I'm not rats off a ship on the Marlins being back. Apparently, they are back.
As you.
I'm not rats off a ship either.
Even though you were last week.
Wow.
Yeah. Wait.
Look at
Right
this.
there with you, dude.
First of all, you do you. I'll do me.
Whatever you say.
But you were also rats off a ship last
I
week.
said that.
That is true.
So I'm back on, but I didn't go after anybody who wasn't rats off a ship.
You felt like you did.
No, I didn't.
All right. And plus, we got goose liver on the hill today.
And the facts have changed.
The facts have changed. 5 in a row will change facts.
5 in a row. Right when we need
In a
them.
week.
Right where we want.
That
them.
being said, I mean, catch up to the Reds. I mean, you're still not in the wild card.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
A couple more
Here we
tater
go.
tots will be there.
But old goose liver on the hill today. We're gonna
This
get it
is
done.
Tobin admitting he was wrong by hosing somebody else.
Goosey.
With floppery.
Anyway, you rats off a ship, JFig?
Absolutely not.
Marcos?
Yeah, I'm rats off a ship too.
Oh.
It was fun while it lasted. That was it. That was the final hot streak.
Rats off
Whatever
a
you
ship.
say, Skip Shoefrogger.
Wow.
Wow.
Jesus.
Point for Tobin.
Number 3, JFig.
Eli Apple keeping number 3.
Rats off a ship.
Okay.
It wasn't your turn. It wasn't
Okay.
your turn. You rats off a ship and I'm keeping his number?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm not rats off a ship. Look, if he wants to be number 33, he gets veteran presence over Chris Brooks. You know, sorry, Chris, you got to wear number 35. Maybe next year, if Eli Apple's not on the team, you could switch your number.
Wow.
But I'm not rats off a ship. I believe that's Rook vet precedent. Seems to make sense. What say you, JFig?
Look, I am Spirit Leroy, and if Leroy says he's rats off a ship, I am rats off a ship.
In line with the spirit. I respect it. I respect it. Marcos?
I'm gonna say rats off a ship on this one.
Rats off a ship.
Because I believe I stopped the show at one point to announce that he was wearing number 20. So according to NFL.com, he still is, and that bothers me. So I'm rats off a ship on him keeping 33.
What's number 4, JFig?
Okay, so this is what has been distracting me. Drake keeping all of the bras thrown at him on tour. And there is a visual that's very colorful.
Wow.
Wow. My God.
That is a lot of bras.
That is a lot of bras. I feel like he should donate those. Am I
He should definitely donate them. They're so expensive and
So you mean there's
That's a
that
fucking-
many women at a
Yeah.
concert
Yeah.
braless?
Yeah.
I think they bring an extra one. Hopefully.
I mean, how many
I would
bras
hope so.
per? I wonder what his per is for bras per concert.
Bras per
Like he's
well, the thing is that when this was an actual story a couple of weeks ago, it didn't surprise me because during all the shows that I've gone to for, like, let's say All Time Low, it was something that was a very usual thing that they will throw their bras at Jack or the lead singer, and then when you would open their tour bus, it was full of bras as well.
Huh.
But this was back in the day. What's that?
I feel like it takes up a lot of space, though.
It does take up a lot of space, especially if there's sizes that are bigger than usual. Yeah.
I've seen some big sizes.
Yeah, you gotta have
Yeah.
some sling to it, you know.
Also, I can't help but look at the shirt he's wearing. It's very on brand with what happened yesterday.
He says if bleep holes could fly, this place would be an airport. That's the shirt that Jerick is wearing.
I tell you what, though, if he doesn't donate those, he gets a -1 from me.
Wow, really?
Gotta donate.
That's nice.
Why can't he keep them as a souvenir?
Look how
I've seen a couple
What
that
are you
don't
gonna
even
do
look
with
like
them, though?
bras. They just look like cover-ups.
No, they're bralettes. Bralettes.
What else would he do? Like, what else? Is he gonna hang them up? Is he gonna frame them? There's 150 there.
More than that.
He's halfway done with his tour too. He still has quite some time left.
I wonder how he front runs bras.
Some of them probably have numbers on them. And by probably, I mean yes.
Wow. I'm gonna start throwing boxers at him.
Well, I'm not rats off a ship. I mean, like, look, if Drake is he can remember his tour how he wants to remember his tour. I'm good with him keeping all the bras.
Yeah, I'm not rats off a ship.
Wow, good for.
I mean, I don't really care, but
could you
it'd be
imagine
nice
all, like,
if he did donate
Then
them.
right after they throw their bras, I would play the song with the most bass, so they just start bouncing.
Taking advantage.
-1.
Hey, make the most of the situation. That's all I'm saying.
That's a -1 for flip flopper, yeah.
For flip flopper.
It's not flip floppery.
-1, Marcos.
-1.
Are you serious?
Wow. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna say rats off a ship though. I think we're done with that.
Rats off a ship.
Let's start doing the whole outfit. I need people to start doing socks. I want scarves.
I don't want a woman's socks.
Shirts. Oh,
I don't want a sock. Listen.
I want shoes. I want everything now. New outfit.
What if maybe they could do, maybe if some women are feeling bold, instead of a hat trick for Matthew Tkachuk this year, it's a bra trick.
Ooh.
Don't start something.
No. Wait. No. If you score 2 goals, you get a bra. 3 goals, you get a hat trick.
That's a huge pair.
That's a 2-1 filthy right there.
Oh my god. I want to say that's a point, but it's also a -1 for legal reasons.
-1.
Hey, Fig, we're sorry. We just
I'm a little uncomfortable. Yes.
You brought us down this rabbit hole.
I don't. I'm ashamed of myself.
All right, I think I need to go shower or something.
I think so too. You guys are
Take a
filthy.
Back up to this.
QAM broadcasting live from the Ed Moore Sawgrass
sunflower seeds. Drinking lots of carrot juice.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. This hour, we're going to give away, Leroy's giving away his Marlins tickets. The Mets are coming to Lone Depot Park on Tuesday, September 19th. We will give those away this hour.
Cool.
Get ready. Leroy, he will decide when the tickets will be given away. Stay tuned. Let's get some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
The Marlins stayed hot. They beat the Dodgers 6-3. Jazz Chisholm, he had a big blast right after Brian De La Cruz gave him the lead and did it off a lefty, which was nice to see because it's not been Jazz's it's kind of been Jazz's kryptonite throughout his career, other than injuries, has been hitting against lefties. But Skip Schumaker, this is what he had to say on his center fielder getting one done against a southpaw.
He's been working really hard on, with the hitting group, with trying to hit lefties better. And so it's not surprising when somebody works hard and you see some good luck happen, whether it's an infield hit or whatever it is. But he got 3 hits against a lefty today. And so that shows signs of growth. Now the challenge is, are you going to stop working or are you going to keep working at it? Because it's not a finished product. And I think he knows that, but he hit that ball as good as, I've ever seen a ball hit, especially here and against a left-hander. So I don't care if it's a slug. I just care of him taking better at bats against lefties. And he did that tonight, and it helped us move the order and get back to the top. And so I'm proud of the work that he's put in. And I'm also hoping that it doesn't stop.
There you go. Skip Schumaker. Marlins will look to keep things going as they're still in the thick of this NL wildcard race on their win streak. 640 tonight. Goose liver on the hill.
I don't think he likes that. I haven't spoken to him, but I don't think he likes
You don't know that JT Chargois does not like that name, though.
That's true. I do not know that.
He might like goose liver.
It's fair.
Somebody's had to call him goose liver, right?
It's a delicacy.
It's a delicacy. It's not like I'm calling him something cheap.
Yeah.
Like, what's goose liver going for at a restaurant?
My God.
Feels like a lot.
Too much.
Is that market price, Leroy?
Get the foie gras on the
I
Wagyu.
don't know. I don't.
You don't partake in foie gras?
No. Mm-mm.
How much for
all the food out there? I'm not eating nobody's liver.
Yeah, gross. $40 to $80 per pound.
That is not cheap, dude.
That is not cheap.
Not cheap.
It's a topping, for God's sakes.
It's got to be JFig, one of her favorites too. I mean, taking out a goose.
Really?
Liver though.
I'm here looking at pictures and it doesn't catch my eye.
Yeah. Looks just kind of like a blob.
Is that that's mostly at a French restaurant you would have that? Or
interestingly enough, a burger joint I used to work at, you get a Wagyu burger with truffle mayonnaise and foie gras on top.
Huh.
Gross. Absolutely gross.
Canes, they got a big one coming up against Texas A&M. Jimbo Fisher sounds like a whack job.
So true.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Something about eyes.
I what?
I don't know.
See a little, see a lot.
See a little, see a lot. See a lot, see nothing.
Okay.
All right.
Would you like to hear Mario Cristobal's thoughts on the upcoming national TV matchup, Leroy?
Sure.
That's not very enthusiastic, dude.
I mean, after the eyes comment and the Orange Bowl comment, there's more.
Well, this is from Mario. It's on our side. I got away from Hillbilly Jimbo for a second and decided to hear what the Canes head coach had to say.
The juice takes care of itself, right? I don't think I can do anything at a practice or a meeting to increase that. They're very well aware of the opportunity that we have in front of us. I think we're fortunate to have a bunch of guys that they like to work, and they're really taking these processes and they're elevating standards, on a daily basis. And so far they've allowed us to push ourselves, which is really, really important. So in terms of that stuff, I think when you reach that level of being a competitor at a high level, that it doesn't matter what lines up in front of you, you want to get after it. Do we all know the lights get brighter? The national T bright. They used to call them like the 3 blimp games, right? I don't know if they fly blimps anymore overhead, but those were the big ones. I think we all know. We all know the opportunity that again is in front of us, and our guys they're really excited to play, and it showed in practice today.
Do they fly blimps anymore?
That's a good question.
They used to fly out of Pompano, the Goodyear blimp.
I think they just
is
do
that shut
drones
down
now.
because they just do drones now, right?
Do they fly blimps?
I don't know. Is the blimp business done?
Possibly.
I need to know if the blimps are still getting flown, Mark. Because you know what? That used to be a big sponsorship. Let's go to the Goodyear blimp. And you would get those shots, but I feel like a drone would just take care of that these days.
Man, and you know what?
No, something about the blimp though.
What?
Something about the blimp.
There's something about the blimp. Like it's like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Like it's special?
It's
Would
just
you know?
the blimp? Listen, what says it's a big game like the blimp?
That's what he's saying. Like he's saying, but Mario's asking, do they do blimps anymore? I don't know if they do blimps. You're such a bad.
They will do one down here. Wow.
Schmidt and Schmolik. Why do they need blimps? Just put Tobin in the air.
Okay.
Such a bastard. I hate you.
Point for Twitcher.
I see. Okay, so apparently they're trying to silence everyone on the whole blimp talk.
What do you mean?
I see no articles other than like everything's pre-COVID. Like January 6th, 2020 is the last time that I saw someone.
Somebody has to know. There's a blimp airport. It always flies out of Pompano. Was the
Yeah.
Goodyear blimp? That's where it would fly out of. But like, how do you power a blimp? Does a blimp go straight up helium? Like, does it have gas? I don't know how a blimp is. Is it run by Tesla? I don't know how a blimp is in the air anymore. And have they just completely taken them off the map because of drones? Because you really don't need an aerial shot from a blimp anymore. I feel like it's expensive to gas up a blimp too, Leroy. It's got to be.
No, that thing. I mean, it's not like a plane.
I don't know. How fast does a blimp go?
30 miles an hour. If it's too windy, they can't put it up in the sky.
Yeah, but you know, like usually you'd have the blimp, and then sometimes you have a blimp with some advertising on there. You have the Goodyear blimp, but sometimes like it would advertise other things too.
Yeah, I'd say like Ice Cube is a pimp or something like that.
It can propel up to 73 miles per hour.
Get out of here.
That was a good joke.
73 miles an hour?
Yeah.
That's impressive. I actually don't want to go
3-4 cylinder, 200 horsepower engines.
Yeah,
on
I
each
don't
side.
want to go that fast, though.
On either side, sorry.
Wouldn't that be scary? Like a blimp is very explodable.
I don't know. I don't know. What else did he say too? He was like, the juice takes care of itself.
Oh yeah, everyone knows that one.
Like a Jamba Juice? Like what is he talking about?
You've heard of self-checkout?
No, I haven't heard of that. What does that mean?
Go to Jamba Juice. You bring your own fruits.
Is he talking like what? What is he? Can you play that again?
The juice like takes care of itself, right? I don't think I can do anything at a practice or a meeting to
How does
increase
that mean? The juice takes care of itself.
Yeah.
What kind of like
juicy?
Is that what he's like? Is he talking about his his strength coach?
Well, he should have said Aaron Feld takes care of the juice then.
Yeah.
He's not being honest.
The juice takes care of itself.
Yeah.
Huh. Can you see if this guy has any info on blimps?
Yeah, let me ask him right now.
Maybe he's a blimp pilot. Remember we had that Zamboni driver that called in one time.
Yeah.
He had made it. He never made it to the show though. He had only done local rinks.
You also hung up on him.
I don't remember that. I've hung up on other people, but I'm not
He may
really.
have information.
Okay.
All right, let's put him on.
All right. What do you got? What's this guy's name?
Gerardo.
All right. Gerardo.
Yes.
Hey, buddy.
The blimp was flying over the LSU FSU game last Sunday in Orlando.
So they're still in action, the blimps?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's in Palm Beach, dude. It's right there.
I know. No, it's
Why
in Palm
wouldn't
Beach.
they?
I don't know. Because they don't really need them anymore. I didn't know if it was getting out of date.
They had the drones too, but the blimp was way higher.
All right.
Oh, that's probably it.
No, you can get those blimps pretty high.
You could get those blimps high. Then,
In
like,
fact, in fact,
how-
some blimps go so high you have to get FAA. There's something about the FAA you have to like be careful with.
plus, how else are you going to advertise tires? You know,
Tires.
that's the number one way to do it. Mike McDaniel, He has just been asked by the media about the depth chart and the left guard position. I'm sure this is riveting. Here we hear from the Dolphins head coach on where things stand with the Dolphins and how much weight should be put into it.
And how much weight do we put on the official depth chart at this point?
I mean, how heavy is the paper? I mean, man, it could be spot on or it could be totally abstract. It's really semantics. The biggest thing is that we need everybody locked in to what their role is within this week, and the players we're going against. And I don't know. It took me 2 games as a head coach in the NFL to realize that everyone that is up better be able to play regardless of the position, because injuries are plenty and they happen fast. And when they do, the box score does not care.
I don't think he knows what semantics means.
Nah. Used it, though.
If it's spot on or abstract, it's semantics. Those are completely different things. That's not
the
semantics.
philosopher. He went.
I'm not going to allow him to bring out the katanas. Tell us who's starting at left guard.
Wow.
I want to know.
Hey.
Tell me Eichenberg sucks.
How heavy is the paper?
This guy, he's trying to weasel out of just saying whether or not Eichenberg's any good or not. I don't care for this.
I think we know, though.
I think we know. Bum. Take a quick break. Back with more of this.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed
Tobin and Leroy here with you. Take you up until 2 o'clock here on the show. Miami Dolphins on the practice field getting ready for their week 1 matchup against the Chargers. NFL season gets going tomorrow. Chiefs and Lions. A lot of things to blend it on up. So, Marcos, why don't you fire it up there and let's get in this mixed bag, eh?
All righty then. We're going to start things off with a little bit of silly sauce. Actually, a little bit of
I like that
lighthearted silly sauce, if that's okay. Probably not, but let's just go ahead and give you a shot in the dark. Anybody here familiar with Riley Leonard by any chance?
No, doesn't ring a bell.
Right. Leroy, I'm assuming the same thing doesn't ring a bell. JFig.
I have no idea.
Gotcha. Well, Riley Leonard happens to be the quarterback for the Duke Blue Devils. Yes.
A hero.
A hero indeed. But was it enough to grant him an extension? Riley Leonard, following their victory over the overrated Clemson Tigers.
Not anymore, they're not.
Yeah, now they're appropriately rated. Riley Leonard asked his professor for an extension.
Professor Taylor, if you're seeing this, please let me turn in my homework late because it's due tonight. I think at 12, so it may already be 12.
Leroy, you ever try to pull that card?
The thing about Michigan is, as big as their football team is, any academic issues you have, you dealt with them on your own.
Okay.
No nerds did your homework for you?
Yeah.
Nope.
You can be honest. A little wink.
No.
Gotcha. Say less.
And then, wait. So I had
Secret
a tutor in college,
Mhm.
and she also taught women's studies. So I
Mm.
figured, you know what? I'm going to take women's studies. This is my tutor. No, I didn't fail, but I'm just saying, it was a women hate guys class. So every time they discuss a women's rights issue, everybody turn around and look at me. Oh yeah, it was horrible. I'm like, wow, I didn't sign up for this.
Well, Professor Taylor actually responded to Riley Leonard. This is what Professor Taylor had to say.
Professor Taylor, if you're seeing this, please let me turn in my homework late because it's due tonight. I think at 12, so it may already be 12.
Hey, Riley, great game last night, man. It was so exciting. Congratulations to you and all your teammates. But, you know, Wesley Williams and the other linemen who were in the class, they said they prepared ahead and did it ahead of time. So why didn't the quarterback? So no way, man. No.
No way, man.
Wow.
So not only was it a no, but his teammates threw him under the bus.
No, the teammates didn't throw him under the bus. The professor threw him under the bus by saying, yeah, the same guys you were on the field with also had the class, and they did their work early. So you get nothing for doing it at the last minute.
Whew.
Wow. And he broke it down too.
Duke professor. I would assume that guy's smart. Wow. All right.
Wow.
Rules
Will there
are
be
rules.
some quarterback got suspended?
Ineligible next week.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
Hero.
Oh, get out! That'd be amazing.
Well, listen.
If you can suspend him for the Hurricanes week, that'd be fine.
What else is in the mixed bag, Marcos?
So we started off with some silly sauce, some positive things, put a smile on our face because this one is gonna annoy us most likely. Richard Paul, if he goes by that, I don't know if he
I don't
does.
think he does go by that.
Ricardo Paul, Rich Paul, recently had a lot of polarizing statements about his friend, main client, LeBron James. I got 2 sound bites here. This is the first one saying that LeBron James enters the GOAT conversation in platinum while MJ is merely in gold.
I just think LeBron's antlers is in platinum and Michael's may be in gold. Why? Because when you think about, he had to be compared to Mike. Who did Mike have to be compared to?
All right. So that's one of his points.
I mean, Kareem, Bill Russell, Magic Johnson. the bad boys.
Does that
acting like he had like no rivalries? Like, what I mean, you know, I'm not even saying that LeBron James isn't better than Michael Jordan. I just think that's a silly argument. Ooh, who did he have to? Who did he ever play? It's not like Babe Ruth against like Oyster Burns.
Oyster Burns.
You know, we're not talking. It was a pretty good era of basketball that he was with. Leroy, you muted yourself while eating your Eli Apple. I see it.
Leroy.
But like, yeah, why is Rich Paul acting like Michael Jordan played against a bunch of scrubs?
Look, in addition to that, from one mediocre argument to another one, this is his second point as to why LeBron James deserves to be the goatiest of all goats.
LeBron is the first player to have to deal with a 24/7 news cycle of sports from those that's not even capable or carry the expertise to give a valid opinion.
So because of Twitter, he deserves to be.
Because there's Twitter. Like, first of all, he doesn't have to be on Twitter. Like, LeBron joined Twitter when he joined the Heat. Like, Dwayne Wade got him on Twitter. LeBron's definitely had to deal with a lot of attention. Like, I remember his high school games being on ESPN. So that is a very impressive thing. Does it add to your GOAT legacy? I would say it's very low on the list.
Yeah,
of things that should be a tiebreaker.
I would say, did Michael Jordan get on the map when he started winning? Right,
the North Carolina shot, right? I feel like that's when everyone kind of
but still, it wasn't like I mean,
media
because
wasn't.
in college you don't, like, a lot of times these kids in college, especially back in those days, you were part of a team, so you were great, but you weren't the guy going off of 40 like Jordan would have if he was allowed to be Jordan, right? Because you were part of a team. He had a lot of good players on his team.
I would also say I would give more validity to Rich Paul's argument if LeBron didn't love attention. I mean, like, if it was Tim Duncan he was arguing on behalf, and be like, you know what? That's right. Tim Duncan did have to deal with a lot of unwanted attention. Or Jokic. Jokic hates attention. I mean, he wants to go with the sources. LeBron will pretend to read a book for attention.
Okay. Or lie and say he read it already.
I would say it's kind of hard. I hate comparing these two guys because being great in your era is different, right? Like, LeBron could have dominated when MJ played, and MJ could have dominated in this era because those guys just find a way. If their game would have had to been different, then they'll do it. That's just the way it was. But to sit here and say, you know, there's some truth to it, because let's be clear. There's a lot of things that went on in Michael Jordan's life that were undocumented, but everybody kind of had an idea, right? In today's society, that would not happen.
Also, do goats have antlers? Great point by Dan South. I think they just have horns. Antlers are deer.
Yeah.
And shout out to the Intangibles that put this in FTP and wrote it as LBJ enters with platinum. And I was like, enters? What, the Hall of Fame?
But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things that happened during Jordan's career.
That was
undocumented, that people kind of had an idea but didn't say anything. I think back in those days, the media wasn't as quick to report your personal stuff, right? Like, it was mostly only about basketball. They kept that out of it. But today, all your business is out there. So that is a tough road to travel. And I would say that from the time LeBron was in high school to now, he's done a pretty good job of keeping, staying without any nonsense surrounding him.
But that, like, wouldn't that kind of go against what Rich Paul's saying? Because I would say, like, that just may be the guys. Because I would say, baggage-wise, like, yeah, Michael Jordan personally has more baggage than LeBron James does.
But I'm just saying, let's put it this way.
What does that have to do with basketball players?
The things that we know about, the Jordan situation, or we've heard of, if that were out there now, right, we'd have a different view of Jordan. Because nothing happens in sports nowadays where everybody doesn't take it as meaning something about you, or being, anything that happens. It's
Jordan
reported.
was making up rivalries though with dudes on the Wizards making things up. What do you think he would have done with Twitter trolls? He probably would have loved that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
This guy with an egg.
Yeah, but that means that if you do that, that means all of your personal stuff gets out there too.
But that's what I'm saying.
Being an athlete, be here. I'll give you a perfect example. If some of the things that I did early in my career happened in today's media, right?
I mean, when you got booked for sass?
Whoa.
Yeah, pretty much. There were some other things, right? I've gotten in a couple of kerfuffles.
Right.
Right. Then like I would have been like damn near out of the league. That's just the way they treat these things now. And so, you know, he has a point at what LeBron has to go through. But I don't know if a player, you know, like I said, Jordan could play in any era.
It would have
LeBron
been
could
fast.
play in any era. I don't know if that would have changed the way Jordan went about things.
It would have been fascinating. See, those are things, but these are things that aren't LeBron's fault. They're just realities. Like
Right,
LeBron
exactly.
going to the Heat and the hate that brought and negativity that brought to LeBron's career. Jordan, that really wasn't a thing back then. You know, like Jordan didn't make crazy money until like the last year of his career, the last couple of years of his career.
Which is
And
another,
Woody
it could be another reason. Like I don't like.
So like that stuff to me is more interesting. Like the options of Jordan being more hated, being there, like that would have been, I guess, more of a
I
fascinating
will
thing.
say this:
Most of the LeBron
LeBron had a hard time being hated.
Oh yeah,
and that would just fuel the fire for Jordan. I don't know whether that's the times because now, but because now if you think about it, you got to coddle all athletes. Right?
That's true.
They got to feel good at all times.
Well, it's almost swung the other way. I feel like it's, you know, most athletes, it's become very like athletes and NBA players have a lot of fan bases just on NBA players, even more so than just teams. Like the change of teams now has become part of the league. But LeBron's had a hand in that. But I think just as basketball players, like I almost do wish it was more like we just had this with the Steph and Magic question because somebody said, "Oh, well, Steph's the best point guard of all time," and just like they're so different.
Right. It's
like,
hard.
it's so hard to compare.
But it's hard to compare.
And I don't even think either are bad arguments. They're just so different.
But
And
that's
just
for
whatever
what I
reason
say
with
about LeBron and Jordan. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like we never can get to that with them. Like we have to decide.
Right.
And man, they're different. They're so different.
They
the way
play
they are.
basketball different, and what makes them great is the uniqueness of how they play. You know what I mean? Like there's some people, like kids nowadays, will look at the 3-pointer and think Steph Curry's the greatest.
Dade South says GOAT debates have run its course. There's no way to settle it, which is why I think debating antlers is stupid. Because like, who did Jordan face? What? Come on.
Right.
Anything else in the mixed bag, Marcos?
I mean, it's only if you want to make yourself upset. Tom Brady.
Oh, play it.
There's a different energy about it, you know.
Just to set it up, he's discussing Aaron Rodgers leaving Green Bay and the mental scars it leaves.
It's a newness. It's a fresh start to try to take where you've been to bring all the good and then not to bring the tough lessons. You know, the tough lessons always remain unless you work through them, you know? So it's like you go through a lot of years at one place and there's a lot of, I would say, mental scar tissue, you know, from losses or relationships or certain experiences. Oh, this guy said this once, or that teammate, this coach, or that general manager.
I don't know. I think he looks pretty fine to me in New York. Doesn't seem to have any scars.
He doesn't seem to have any scars. He seems pretty happy. But I get what he's saying. Like it does seem like the way you behave at places after a while, they do run their course. I think, and I think the way that you harbor some stuff, you feel differently than you would in other organizations. And then sometimes being away helps. I mean, I think that happened with D Wade with the Heat. Like, they should have never let him go. But I do think that even D Wade being away and knowing how rocky kind of things were in Chicago and Cleveland, like I think it reinvigorates your appreciation for things. But you know, I think Aaron Rodgers seems pretty happy to be out of Green Bay, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He seems delighted.
It's crazy how much it mirrors the Tom Brady to Tampa thing, in that spent a long time in that franchise. Things didn't necessarily end as, peacefully.
The only difference is that it almost seemed like they wanted Tom Brady to leave so they didn't have to pay him. Whereas Aaron Rodgers, they gave him $50 million a year.
But the other thing that's the thing that's weird about Tom Brady, that'll always be weird, is like, man, no one's gonna have a run like that in the NFL. And like,
no, Patrick Mahomes.
If that doesn't, maybe, but like, if that doesn't make you happy, what the hell will make you happy? And then he's like, well, I'll win a Super Bowl with Tampa. I'm like, all right, well, checkmate.
I mean, that's the next chance if you think about it. Patrick Mahomes,
yeah, but it'd be like if Patrick Mahomes goes and wins 5 Super Bowls and he still hates Andy Reid's guts by the end of it. You're just like, wow,
it's hard to hate Andy Reid, man.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hard to,
my
favorite. You know, my most hated line is
Hmm?
when your star player is out and you say, "Look, I got to coach the guys that are here," like just totally dismissive. Because that's what they did with Chris Jones. That's what Andy Reid said about Chris Jones. And all the coaches say it, but yeah, come on, man.
Jimmy J, our favorite Celtics fan, chimes in. He goes, Brady returns on Sunday, 6 rings.
Oh, okay.
I hope that Mac Jones poops the bed right in front of him. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
We hate you, Mac. You're never going to be Tom.
Okay.
What is wrong with you?
Always looking for the petty. Always.
John Hennick's leading the chant.
Take a quick break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy. Take you up until 2 here on the show. Leroy, you never gave away your tickets, dude. Stop holding back on people, dude. Give away the tickets already.
Come on,
you got tickets to Marlins Mets. Let's go. Give them away. You're being stingy. Leroy.
Who am I giving them away to?
I mean, you got, I don't know. Just you got to give out the number.
Let's go caller number 6 because 3 + 3 = 6.
Oh, all right. Marlins going for 6 straight tonight, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Let's go. 305-567-0560 if you want to go to Marlins and Mets on September 19th. Marlins and Mets, 305-567-0560. And you guys will win a pair of tickets to Marlins and Mets. Caller number 6 to 305-567-0560. You too could see Jake Berger hit a whole lot of home runs. A real piss whistle, that Jake Berger.
Ooh, not to be confused with
a tater tot, dude, which was what Jazz Chisholm hit yesterday.
Loving that.
And then you, of course, had the Brian Cruz missile that he hit. Oh, beautiful.
Wow.
Josh Bell also hit a bomb to center. Marlins were hitting bombs yesterday, dude. They really were.
Just in general, the last week they've been hitting. I don't know what happened. Is it
was my confidence in them.
Caller number 6, 305-567-0560. By the way, we also have your chance to win tickets to see comedian Stavros Halkias at the Broward Center on November 11th. If you guys want to enter that contest, text the word TOUR, TOUR, TOUR to 20357. Text TOUR to 20357, and you're entered. If you don't win, you still want to go. More info is available at thebrowardcenter.org. Sorry, I got distracted by Galen doing his steps. I always distract. I always feel like they're in such a hurry, him and Lupe.
You mind? Did you ask him about the Heat?
Yeah, you didn't get my response?
Oh.
I texted you.
That's what he said to you?
That's what he said to me.
That always sounds like he never even tried.
Yeah.
They haven't gotten back to me. I know what that means. Well, tell him to go down there and tell those guys I'm not playing with him.
Okay.
I want him to tell him.
But nobody's here today.
Oh, I'll be there tomorrow.
There's nobody for, yeah, you can tell them tomorrow. That's fine.
I'll tell them tomorrow.
Anyway, text TOUR to 20357 and you're entered. If you don't win, you still want to go to browardcenter.org/events. It's text contest message and data rates may apply. Marlins will be back at it tonight. We got a big week. Canes and Texas A&M. Canes, it was a close game last year. Devon A-Chain really kicked the Canes' ass last year, but he's not there anymore, is he? He's on the Dolphins. So hopefully they can get things right this time around. And maybe, just maybe, get the season off to an exciting start. Pack that building up. Get whatever the hell Cristobal saw, the juice. Get everybody juiced up and excited to go and beat the Aggies.
I think they win.
Really?
Yeah.
You were impressed last week.
And here's the thing. And here's what I hate about talking about the Canes. The issues that you had the last few years had nothing to do with the score. It was swag penalties. It was jumping off sides. It wasn't playing very disciplined. It wasn't gang tackling. Guys broke 1,000 tackles. You remember that North Carolina game? Guys get hit 5 times, still go for 50 yards.
Sure do.
Right. All those things change. So now what you have at the University of Miami is a base. You have a base of how we're going to do things. And now you can develop. Now you can get better as a team because you don't have to worry about and go back week after week after week about the boneheaded plays that have nothing to do with actual football. And so I was so impressed at how few penalties they had, how they were swarming to the ball, how the offense, looked pretty precise. Those things, which have a whole lot of nothing to do with football, but have a lot to do with football. Because if you can't get those basic fundamental things down, no matter how great your offense is or your defense is, you're going to create holes in your defense or your offense. And so I was very impressed because I said this. It's been a number of years since I'd seen a Miami team play that poised, that disciplined, and for a full game. So yeah, I think they can.
Schmeathan says, "Precise my ass. TVD stinks." That's
Okay.
very strong, Schmeathan.
That's fine.
And by the way,
That's
he
fine.
was playing. I mean, he is playing banged up. I mean, he's clearly got the thing on his finger going on. It was a monsoon.
That's all right. But even in spite of that, they got it done.
They got it done.
Right? You
They
can
ran.
nitpick and go. You can nitpick and look at each individual player. I'm not doing that. Look at the team as a whole and just see the product that you saw and what you saw and how they played and how they did things look totally different than what you've seen before.
I also don't think TVD stinks. I think he's good. I think we've seen him be good. I think the kid's got talent.
Well,
That on top.
listen,
That on top.
before this year, it was being a looter and a riot because they were still losing 6-7 games a year.
Yeah, but like even with Luter and a riot, like we saw last year, it was clogged up, it was mucked up, it was bad. The year before that, it was still impressive. Like he turned them into something that was enjoyable to watch.
Right.
I don't think that just goes away.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. But I want to see him perform with this group like he did before against a quality team.
Oh, agreed. Right. I think he does, and it does look like he's definitely. It looked off the first game like he's got more of an arsenal than just Restrepo. You know, he's got you know some impressive targets. He definitely looks like he's got a loaded backfield, and the line looks like they can actually block and not get him killed.
Right.
So,
And they can take some of the pressure off of him with the way they ran the football.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was the most impressive thing out of all of it. Was just like
the offensive line,
no matter
the offensive
who was
line,
back
the
there,
running backs. It didn't matter who was back there.
matter.
You're right.
Didn't matter. Plus, you know, we apparently have to do is blindfold Jimbo Fisher, and we're good.
Oh, those eyes!
Because if we blindfold him, he's just, I don't know what's going on here. It's all
Actually, he may see everything.
Oh yeah,
I really
maybe
don't.
it's like Bird Box.
I really don't know. I really don't get it.
See a lot, see nothing. See it all, see nothing, see it all.
What? That's not what he said.
I think it is. What did he say?
See a little, see a lot. See a lot, see nothing.
Same thing.
Same thing.
What?
What? That's
Same
exactly.
things.
Coach talk never ceases to amaze me.
Coach talk, but that's Jimbo coach talk.
I mean, Mike McDaniel could give him a run for his money.
Well, he was just saying, well, you could take it or you could not take it. It's semantics. What?
I think that's how it works.
Just tell us if he's starting or not. No.
The weight of the paper. Okay.
Too much.
That's
Too
like,
much from him.
Why every time I hear where these coaches talk, I have to think. Like I'm asking you a question, dude. Why am I doing so much damn thinking?
How could I just bend your mind on this stuff? See a lot, see a little. Hocus
See a
pocus.
little, see a lot. See a lot, see nothing.
What? All right, everybody. That's our show for today. Hope everybody has a fantastic one. And we will, guys, remember, see a little, see a lot, see nothing, not at all. What?
See a little, see a lot. See a lot, see nothing.
Talk to you guys tomorrow. And I thought, oh, excuse me.
No, it's interesting. You were talking. Wow,
Oh,
almost
take
died
it,
there.
right?
Wow. Monterey.
Whoa.
Wow.
And I was tired of him being here anyway.
Do you like phlegm?
Marcos.
Are you constantly like, man, I wish I can be grossed out?
FTX Arena.
Well, tune in to Tobin and Leroy now live on YouTube. No, it's interesting. You were talking. Wow,
Oh,
almost
take
died
it,
there.
right?
Wow.
I'll see y'all when I see y'all.
Hey, what?